How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? I just left my man B the B's channel. He was putting it down, dropping a few gems over here. Let me share my screen. How's everybody doing? I just said I was gonna go tonight. So CISA warns of USA cyber attack. What's up, Snuggles? Glad you can join. I'm dropping the link early for you, Snuggles. I'm gonna drop the link early for you. Now I'm glad you can join. Thank you for your support. Always tell people I see you on these YouTube streets. So we're gonna talk about maybe this USA is about to get shut down. So we're gonna talk about what might get shut down, why, how, and by who. And for y'all, a couple preppers out there, you might want to get ready. We might be fighting over toilet paper again. So we about to start real cool. You got any questions for me, Snuggles? How you doing? Always nice to see you. Like I said, watching my little YouTube channel. Come on. So it's cool. Hey, Princess A's showing up. Let me see. Make sure I show up on the little screen. I'm there. Shout out to me. How's everybody doing tonight? I thought I would do one. Angel, glad you can show up, supporting me. So once again, we're just talking about the cyber. You see it right there. Since it's a cybersecurity infrastructure security agency, they do stuff like Colonial Pipeline, nuclear power plants. Shout out to Gabe. He was coaching me up on that, what that really looks like from a cybersecurity perspective. Heat and a lot of infrastructure things people don't really think about. So we're gonna touch on that tonight. And two, you know how I am. If y'all got any thing in the security question realm, just drop them out. I know people watch my videos. So if you got anything in videos or just anything in general, just put them in the chat and we can talk about it. Cool. I'm gonna drop the link. So it's just two short articles I'm gonna hit on. I just saw them. We were actually chopping it up at work, talking about everybody know Russia and Ukraine is going at it. You should drop the link so our people can come up. Shout out to Snuggles. So we're just talking about that. What do we think is going to happen from that, from a NATO perspective, right? They didn't want to join in NATO. Who's part of NATO, right? United States, Canada, parts of Europe, even though the EU is kind of breaking out. But from a United States standpoint specifically, what does it be? A little topic. I just took, that's not off topic. Did you pass? I don't want to be too personal. I that's the only certification I got, really, Security Plus. I've been studying on some other ones. Oh, you said you got it. Congratulations. That's not off topic, man. We want to give you your flowers while you can get it, man. Hopefully you progressing in your career, and if you need anything to talk about with me on that, when I drop the link, we can pivot. If you wanted some career advice on that or some different ways to get in there, I can send you a couple people. Or if you just want to chop it up about cybersecurity, as part of Security Plus and new things, we can do that. If you look at a lot of my videos are people new to cybersecurity, like getting your Zelle hacked, getting your PayPal hacked, getting your Cash App. We were talking about MFA for smaller companies. So I hit a myriad. I'm actually going to start doing a small company series on how to secure a small company from 1 to 20 employees. I actually was on a podcast and a lady asked me about that. What do I think about 1 to 20 companies and securing those from a security prospect? I think I made her a little nervous. I said, the big guys practice on little companies before they attack bigger companies. So even little companies got to get your securities up, because once again, I see what I think are complex attacks happening on small companies because they're practicing on them, right? You get better, like when you playing basketball when you're a kid. You start off on a little boy court, then you work your way up to the big boys. So you start off, I just did a video on Script-Kiddies. Then you are a nation state, right? There's level to this, right? In anything, I tell people there's levels. You could be a Script-Kiddie just using tools or buying tools. And next thing you know, you a black hat hacker, you write some tools, write some Python, write some assembler, using Kali and Parrot OS to attack people. Next thing, Russia and those big companies are seeking you out because you stealing all the information on the planet, right? It's levels to this, right? So we're gonna get down into these levels and just start parking. So now, shout out to my man. He got a Security Plus. Hey, that's a great step, man. You ahead of a lot of people. So, oh no, they will not have small companies will have no, they will not have the same fund. I work for a $1 billion company and we just bought an $80 million system. I work with small companies. Them dudes are trying to get grants. Oh, do not. You're right. Do not. You're right. You're right. I thought you wanted to do that. You are correct. Like I said, I work for $100 million agency, right? They have $1 billion because it's a state agency that the state uses for cyber and money agency. Now, little companies, man, they on a shoestring budget. People trying to buy virus protection with their credit cards. So, but let's go ahead and hit this real quick. So, now you're right. Do not. So they're at risk. Joe Bizarre Adventure Store. Oh, sounds to me like the USA going to stage a false flag against this. Facts. I know a lot of the because when CISA puts a warning out like this, so we're gonna read the official warning. All the government agencies start locking down. They start taking systems offline. So they start doing stuff to figure out, okay, what do they need to run and where should we put our security dollars for the year? What is our what's up, Jim Brown? Brian, I'm glad you can make it. So, where should the government put their money? What system should they shut down? On high alert, right? They're buying some more sophisticated intrusion detection and intrusion prevention software on the planet, right? To help that. I just want people to know is I believe our electricity gonna get shut down this summer for about 2 weeks because we gonna try to do something we shouldn't be doing. I'm just gonna word it like that. And Russia's, if you Google that, Russia's been in our electric grid for a couple years and we kicked them out. They got back in and we kicked them out. So I think somebody's gonna show somebody that you don't want none of this cyber smoke. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're gonna get into this article. Then thing is we're gonna talk about something a little different is what do I think personal from a prepper from a cybersecurity do you need, right? I'm kind of weird. I probably want to show I have solar panels I buy from Amazon that spreads out. I have a generator, my solar panels charge up. So if a brother need heat, I can put my little heater in there, right? I got 3 batteries for my phone because telecom might not go down because Verizon them's got that stuff up, right? So can I what things I got 100 cans of soup. I'm chunky. I might need to survive for a couple weeks. We were just fighting over toilet paper, so we're gonna talk about some. I call it some hood prepping in there a little bit. What I think you need from a cybersecurity perspective and generator perspective. What do I think minimum you need, and if you're trying to hide out and live a good life like we on The Walking Dead, right? We ain't gonna get too carried away. What would you need from once again cybersecurity prepping part to hold that down? Good channel here is going to talk about cybersecurity jobs. I'm thinking to get into the field, but worry about AI taking jobs. No, I think in Jojo, hit me up at the end. I'm gonna give you the AI expert in this. I call it the manosphere on this sphere. That would be engineering cannabis. Reach out to him. He changed his name to AIME. He's actually a artificial intelligence guy. No, I work with that. Artificial intelligence is just giving us a way to keep up. So I don't think AI will take your cybersecurity job. It's going to enhance you to do cybersecurity because now I get 1 billion rows of logs every day, JoJo. I can't physically look at those logs. That's what AI machine learning is going to do for me, right? And it's going to bring up things, but the machine's not going to tell you which systems got FTI, which system got HIPAA. So you got to classify your systems, right? Even though your AI is going to say this is most dangerous, if I just got manuals on there, I really don't care. Not say I don't care, but right, but it's not going to give my most security because I don't have the nuclear plans on that computer, right? So I don't think AI is going to take away cybersecurity jobs because we are 500,000 short, JoJo. I'd say probably you got another 20-year run to get that because AI is so new to cybersecurity. I don't think it would take it. Or popular. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the chat in a minute. Make sure I put it in the chat at the end, JoJo. Two is check out my man Black Heights. He helps people with career development. And Untitled Chapter. I always confuse his name. He's another guy that's excellent in career development. But we can definitely break it up. But now you got a long run, Joe, on AI. Truckers got more problems than you got in AI right now. Yeah, but even AI has its vulnerability. Oh, facts. And I put a great. Yeah, but even AI has vulnerability because their information could be taken. Yeah, and I was just doing some looking at metaverse, and they had their I guess their proof of concept. I was finding bugs in the metaverse, and I'm not even a red team guy, I'm a blue team guy. I defend. So there's definitely going to be artificial intelligence is definitely going to be attacked. You're 100% correct. If you Google that, they're actually running through the machine learning how to actually corrupt the machine learning to enable you to attack it. So no, I think you got a little run on that, JoJo. I appreciate the 250 Peter Investor. I'm gonna add that to my asparagus. They tell me I need to eat more fruit. I gotta eat more fruit, Peter. I appreciate that. She told everyone, cybersecurity for the people. Use your sexy bag. I forgot. So I'll go back to the class and pretend like I understand. She stole my stunt. I was thinking about you. I'm gonna start introduction. It's no novice. I'm calling it novice. I'm gonna style her novice cybersecurity, and we're gonna start really with the ITF plus, which is the basic understanding of computers. So we're gonna take care of you. She stole my thunder. I see you up there walking in Canada in the snow. You motivating me. Brother got to lose a couple pounds. What's up, Just Jay? She stole. Yeah, facts. Check on her, man. She be walking in the snow, Peter. I'd be worried about it. So let's get on these couple articles and let's dig into them. We're going to talk about poor man prep and what I think you need for cybersecurity. So 2 quick items. Once again, if you got a specific channel, throw it in the chat and we'll definitely come back to it. So the first one is, I always love bleeping. It's right there. That's not bad. Is that big enough? I think that's big enough. We're going to run that. CISA warns of hybrid operations that threat to United States critical infrastructure, critical pipelines, nuclear, electric grid. Part of we can't get the grocery run. You start messing with ships and trains. Right now, we fighting over toilet paper. Right, we talking about critical infrastructure runs. Right. CISA urged a leader of the U.S. critical infrastructure on Friday to increase their organization resilience against growing attacks of being targeted by foreign influence operation using misinformation, disinformation, and malformation (MDM) tactics. Multiple influence operators coordinated by foreign actors had an impact on the United States critical services functions across critical sectors, according to the Cybersecurity Agency, right? And that Cybersecurity Agency, once again, is CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, right? So now we talking about, once again, electric, water, nuclear, which is hard to get in, critical stuff that's going to stop your food from getting there. The ships are already backed up, so our supplies are already off kilter, right? So, but what can it do? The big thing I think is doing. Shout out to the young people. Most people don't carry cash, so if you shut down the credit card system, most people money's going to be stuck because it's going to be a run on the bank. So I'm telling you, just get you a little cash and keep it in your house, right? Because if they shut down the financial credit card thing for 2 weeks, how are you going to get money, right? Most people get direct deposit. How are you going to get your money out the bank, right? When you say when you say novice, is that for like 3 months old? Is that for 3 months old? Because I need to start there. I got you back. Say that in French for a brother. Yeah, shout out to her. She go to her channel, get your French up. I'm just too old. I'm an old dog. I ain't got no more new languages in me. But shout out to people. She's an excellent French teacher. So let's get back on it. The current social factors, including heightened polarization and ongoing global pandemic, increase the risk and potency of influence operators to United States critical infrastructure, CISA warns. So a lot of times people get on Facebook, get on certain platforms, they get worked up, right? And when people get worked up, you try to take over a government agency, a federal agency, right? Right. So we need to, just be more mindful of what we pick up on the internet, what we believe on the internet, and really how we gonna move on the internet. Fire sale on stocks, houses, stuff in general, or with the hyperinflation, and they might actually stop goods from coming here. It could have the opposite effects, and we're gonna have a shortage and make it go up. Which part of that fire sale? Stocks, bonds, crypto might be on sale. Regular goods with inflation is going to be sky high because I think they're going to hit our supply chain, and we're with just-in-time supply chain. So when it doesn't make it in just in time, a buddy of mine works at a car plant. They can't get parts, man. So they're not working full time as much as they used to, right? So the cars are going up, but people can't work to get paid because they don't have parts. What we just talked about, risk increased by the Ukraine and Russian tension. The MDM campaigns can also be paired with cyber attacks as part of a hybrid operation to derive content, create confusion, heighten anxieties, and distract from other events. Malicious actors can also such tactics as to shape public opinion, undermine trust in the state's capability, and amplify division. So what that means is people are worried about in Ukraine, they don't trust the banking system. They keep talking about shutting down the banking system, right? And people know is when you manufacture, they don't really keep a lot of money in banks. So if people just do regular banking, it's work. But if people start making a run on the banking system, that's how it crashed because it doesn't have all your money in the bank. It's lending your money out. So when you have a cyber take on a bank, then you followed up with distrust and Facebook. The government don't know what they're doing. Russia's gonna shut them down. And Russia's doing this. They're gonna make them run on the bank, and it's gonna throw the country into more despair because now you're gonna be struggling to get money, right? With the distrust and disinformation. So I think that's the part that when they talk about a hybrid operation, right? That is what a hybrid operation is. So here we go, calling novice facts. We're gonna start off the novice track for just getting started. I never keep all my money in the bank. Shout out to JoJo, keeping it there. Yeah, be like you said, because if you need to go without going to a bank for a couple weeks. Good evening, Natasha. What are you gonna do, right, for a poor man prepper, right? We saw I'm in the Midwest. Everybody made a run on the grocery stores. This is a true story. I am crawling on the ground at a Target. That's one known story in the Midwest. I'm getting out the soup. Little kid looks at me, he's almost crying because I'm taking the SpaghettiOs. So I turn to the little kid. It looks like a commercial. I go, dude, you want some of these cans? Just go, can I have 4? I gave the dude 4 cans. I thought this was a segment of The Walking Dead. There was nothing on the shelves. All the toilet paper was pretty much so you can only get 1 packet. That's going to come again, people. I promise you. Write that down. Write that down. That's coming back, right? The federal agency cautions the current tension between Russia and Ukraine are behind increased risk of influence operations that directly impact the national critical functions and the national critical orgs. So I used to work for the government. So what does that mean? The government has every installation, every bridge, every oil company, every gas large company, every refiners. They have them ranked on a list of most critical, non-critical, safe. We could, if it gets blowed up, we'll be all right, right? So the government ranks those. So it's called, and I was actually, a lot of people don't know. Y'all need to Google this. This was before the CV. There was something called the bird flu. I was working at DOD at the time, and I created a system to help change password automatically on 400 VMs and stuff. So my boss told me I had to stay up to help Japan change passwords for the bird flu. I said, I called Ian because he's a big guy, 14. I'm like, I don't do that. It's my job. He goes, this is a high profile job. I want you to do it. So I'm up at 1 a.m. in the morning changing people's password for the bird flu pandemic. So I've been through a bunch of pandemics. And for us, it's called COOP and disaster recovery, right? The government usually has all that planned out in their systems, what you need to do, when you need to do it, and who's responsible for it, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about that in. So we practice that once a year, right, to make sure that goes correctly. In the light of developing Russia-Ukraine geopolitical tension, right? That's the word for it. Geopolitical tension, the risk of foreign influence operating, affecting domestic audience has increased. The domestic audience is us, right? I'm gonna read that again, right? The Russian-Ukraine geopolitical tension, the risk of foreign influence operating and affecting domestic audience, we are the domestic audience, has increased. Recently observed foreign influence operators abroad demonstrated the foreign governments and related actors have the capabilities to quickly employ sophisticated influence techniques to target U.S. audience with the goal to disrupt U.S. critical infrastructure and undermine United States interests and authorities, right? A lot of times we are the police force for the whole world. Sometimes people don't like that, and people will attack us, right? And in cyberspace, people attack people all the time just to figure out your capabilities, right? I'm just going to poke you in the eye. I'm not going to hit you hard enough for you to put boots on the ground, right? That's called reconnaissance, right? So Russia's been doing reconnaissance on the United States and Canada forever. Shout out to Canada. Russia shut down some of their banks to let the United States know, hey, we could come for you too. So a couple things, ain't that true, Miss? She thought my stunner. A couple things got shut down in Canada. Right, stock your deep freezers. Facts. Get your deep freezers. Get your little meat. Actually, I might go on Amazon and order a couple ration boxes, man. I don't even cook like that anymore. Just because if I need to warm a little water up and eat at the worst case. There's a major hacker group in Russia. Oh, facts. Oh, yeah, Peter. Russia's got that's when you talk about nation states, right? That's at the top of the pyramid. That's Russia, Iran. Shout out to Israel. They're one of the top. Yes, you are correct. They got two independent. They said armies that they got funny names too, like 1498. I need to look those names up and get those official. Just Jay, it's all cool. You just got to be prepared. So when you prepared, you don't have to get prepared. Whatever that saying is, somebody put it in the chat. Got to get prepared and not be prepared. Whatever that is, we about to get prepared. We're gonna get us a deep freezer. We're gonna get us some cans of fruit. We're gonna make sure we got a can opener. We're gonna get a little generator. Get us a couple solar panels, man. We're gonna be ready. Just Jay, they ain't gonna sneak up on us. You came to the right channel. We gonna be ready. Black men, especially U.S. buys guns. Not fashion. Some will be targeted, get in shape by ammo. Don't listen to old baby boomers who don't believe in owning guns. We black men are being violently. I agree with that, JoJo. I'm not quite a baby boomer, but I understand. I'm a Second Amendment guy. You need to protect yourself. It's part of law, and sometimes you seen when people were fighting over toilet paper. What they gonna do when they start fighting over food? It could get ugly. I think people are gonna be grouping up. I'm trying not to laugh at you, Pops. I'm cool with that. I'm already harder. You won't hurt my feelings, man. This is a safe space. I'm cool. I love when people critique me. Some of my favorite young guys, shout out for the record TV. Every time I go over there and talk about dating, they call me a simp. So it's all good, Just Jay. I take all information at heart, and like I tell everybody, I'm just dropping gems. You can pick them up if you want to, Just Jay. You can pick them up. I'm dropping gems, so it's up to you. No, it's all good. I take construction criticism very well. Eat some P&J. We're going to be cool. Facts. I just don't want to make sure, this out because people got surprised when we were fighting over toilet paper. People were going in grocery stores and just buying everything up. I'm like, dude, the supply system's not broke. We broke it. It was running a little thin, but it wasn't broke till everybody ran on the grocery store. They're going to run on the bake and the grocery store next. So that's about 2 cents. I predicted. I'm going to write down. Facts. Some solar panel facts. Yeah, build up to it, right? A lot of things have been hacked. Yeah. So, and people think Canada's getting hacked because Russia's showing the United States. Look to the north. That's going to be you. You keep messing with us. I'm enjoying it. It's all good. I'm glad you enjoyed my channel. So let me read this last. We're going to get back on this article. It's 2 short articles. Yeah, that's why I'm already hoarding things that matter. Started with water. Since many throw away 2-liter canners, I clean them up and fill them up. But yeah, facts with tap water. And a lot of people don't realize when you water a lot of times is taking a bath, showers, and flushing your toilet takes a crazy amount of water, right? So a lot of people don't even, from that perspective. So I'm trying to buy 2 large. They got these big barrels in there that you put trash and stuff. They're actually waterproof. So I'm going to let rainwater fall in those. So I'm going to use those to flush my toilet if we get to that perspective. That's called my last phase. I'm calling it hood prepping. On my cyber prepping. When we getting ready for I had my handheld batting fox and tussling toy facts. You gotta get ready. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, the next vulnerability, that's being vulnerable, Peter M. Google, the electric grills are so easy to shut down. The sad part about electric grill, it's not even the cyber part. A lot of those transformers that you use to step down power so they don't set your house on fire, those are custom made and take 5 years to make. So if you let me be, I won't give out too many. If any of those ever got taken out, we're toast. If you look at those big transformers that step down, you might be able to take them out cyber without, leaving your house, but you could just physically take them out. Those things take 5 years to make, Peter. Once again, jumping on the ongoing hybrid warfare, the warning comes from the White House pen this week with the wide-scale DDoS attack targeting Ukraine banks and government agencies on the Russian main intelligence director. That's called the GRU during a press conference. The attribution was made based on a high volume of traffic to a Ukraine-based IP address and domain from their infrastructure. The UK government also blamed Russia, GRU hackers for the distributed denial of service attack targeting the financial sector in Ukraine. That's the sad part about it is it wasn't no super sophisticated attack. It's like, I got a lot of bytes and I got more computers than you. I'm going to send all my data to your computers and just shut you down. The reason why that's so effective is even though you really don't get into the website, you got load balancers, web apps, regular apps. You're not even getting to the database. You got F5s, you got firewalls, all that stuff, log stuff. Your logs start filling up so quick, you can't do anything on those machines. So you trying to figure out how to delete logs. You trying to stop traffic out on the internet with special services. So just them sending petabytes and petabytes of information to the Ukraine, it wasn't even something exotic or even something super duper smart. They just saying that we sending a whole bunch of packets and you can't handle them. That's the sad part about it. That's what some folks do in the force round. They have big tubs. Facts, because those are real preppers. When you talk about those guys expect to have the grid down, and they're gonna have solar panels, tubs, because they know, like you said, for to handle the non-drinking water perspective, right? You want to do that with rainwater because after a while, water is plentiful, but water is not drinkable, right? There's a huge difference in that, right? So. Cyber Ninja's in the building. Trash Can Wade. Go check him out. He's doing great stuff. Go check out Peter. Go check out She Stole My Thunder. Everybody go subscribe to everybody out here. Let me see. So yeah. Should we get Bruce Lee? I wish Bruce Lee could solve it. We need the cyber Bruce Lee out here, right? So, because the sad thing is, a lot of PhD students in foreign countries, that's the only way that they make a living by joining the military cyber force in those countries. Right? They have a highly intellectual cyber force because that's one of the most highest paying jobs in some of those third world countries. Right, is that cyber life. And two is if you want to steal money, we don't have an extradition to the United States. That's cyber life, right? So the Secret Service of the Ukraine, whose websites has been unreachable since Wednesday, said in a Monday press release that currently the target of the massive wave of hybrid warfare. That's what they call it now. Massive wave of hybrid warfare. This is eerily similar to the hybrid operation combining cyber's attack and MDM campaigns mentioned in CISA in its Friday advisory. So yeah, so we know that what that's about. United States is giving their government agencies head up. Hey, they're coming. You need to get ready. What you have on cyber, if it's not critical and you can take it down, right? If it's just going to cause some minimal interruption, take it down, right? So the United States is starting to clamp down, right? Because I think Biden is trying to figure out, okay, if they attack us, how big does the attack have to be before we put boots on the ground, right? If they shut our electric grid, are we putting boots on the ground, right? I'm sure somewhere in the metaverse already did. Facts to the metaverse. So let's look at the CISA. Okay, right here. That's big. So you see where we're going to go over this one. They're going to break down a lot of stuff. Preparing for and mitigating foreign influence operations targeting critical infrastructure. So CISA, Critical Infrastructure Security Agency. Once again, we're going to go over there. They put out guidance. That's one thing I like about our government. They give you guidance. They say, coming from the top down, this is what you need to do. Then people are going to start checking on what you need to do, right? So if the U.S. collapse, male people are going to target African Americans. I'm telling y'all, this is not a joke. You got groups are going to wait. But I don't. The only reason I disagree a little bit with that with JoJo is I think they're ready. They're prepared. Their grocery stores, they're not going to target us unless we leave where we're going to go out there, right? I don't think anybody don't want any smoke. The problem is and I don't think we're gonna get to that part, is if people start starving, people group up and start making business decisions, especially when you have kids, right? So I that part I think we're okay, because when the toilet paper came in, they just went up and bought everything and went back home, JoJo. So so we can chat on that. So I don't think it is. I think the United States is technically savvy to get stuff up in a month at the most, and I don't think a month is enough, JoJo, for us to hopefully descend into something like that. Shout out to she stole my thunder for the $3 Canadian. I appreciate it. It took me a minute to figure out what 3 CAD was at first. Shout out to the 3 CAD peer pair character punching the air with fists and bump written in his knuckles. Facts. Uh, so I think once we get prepared, and I think the United States is understanding their issues with the supply chain. So I think they're working on. There's 1,000 tankers out in the ocean. We need to get in the United States to get our stuff back up. I think they're going to start focusing on that and make sure that runs quicker, JoJo. But once again, that's my 2 cents on that. So let me read some of this so we can talk about how we try to prepare for and mitigating. So the government's doing it once again, preparing for and mitigating foreign influence operators targeting critical infrastructure. You need to be doing this for your personal life. Like me, she stole my thunder. My man said, right. What do you have to eat if you can't go to the grocery store for 2 weeks? If you can't get to a credit card machines, can you go to the bank with money and spend it? Right? If you see stuff going south, you need to get your car filled up, because there were gas last time when Colonial Pipeline got hacked, right? That was a cyber attack, people believe, by Russia, right? So what things do you have in effect to make that happen, right? I always ask myself is, if I had to stay in a house for a month, could I do it? How many people put a 1 in the chat if you could stay in your house for a month and not come out? You got I'm gonna give you power. You ain't got no water and you ain't got no heat. Can you stand your month for a house? Can you put a 1 in the chat if you think you can stay in your house for a month? Let's see. We see. I'm part of the CAD game. We dangerous shit. Snow gets involved. Murder ship everywhere. It's crazy. Just duck and roll. Say sorry and thank you and walk away. Facts. You're welcome. Look, because OG says 0. So that's just something, and it too is. I'm just giving, suggestions. This is not financial suggestions. This isn't real estate. This ain't what's the other thing? This ain't medical. uh, Facts. I have. I need to go check. I have 50 bottles of water. Last time I checked, I had 50. No, I take that back. I had 300 bottles of water because some of those are cases. So my son doesn't do anything. I said, if something happened to the grandbabies, you got to bring them to my house. So what could I think I could. Like I said, I got 100 cans of soup. I'm going to say I got 300 small, large, different size waters. I got a little generator. I got extra batteries for my phone. I got the solar panels. So with no, I'm not sure. So yeah, but just once again, United States doesn't start preparing just to prepare. So in your life, you probably won't need it. But like I said, if you had to stay in the house for a couple weeks, you had water, but you couldn't get food, Would you be okay, right? If so just kind of go through that scenario in your mind, right? 9 times out of 10, you won't need it, but if you went through it in a mind, at least you know what you need to get. Among people, not at this moment, but working to that's cool. That's what it's about. Knowing half the battle, we always say, free dry food is great too. Amazon facts, facts. To half the battle, she stole my thunder. We always say that because a lot of people know I work for DoD and the government is it's good to know that you're not ready because then you know what you need to get ready. Most people don't know what they don't know, so they don't even know they're not ready. Right? At least you know, like, okay, if I have to get water, I'm gonna have to go find some. I'm gonna have to, go to Cation and start paying. And, people try to price gouge you, even though that's illegal, right? Might need to go $50 to come up with, 3 small bottles, right? What does that look like, right? I have like 30 liters of water. I can go without a shower. Don't hug me, mind you, but still, as long as my food and tea gets made facts. Trash can said he got it. He can hold it down. So let me read a couple of these. Preparing for the mitigation threat overview. Malicious actors use influence operators. Tactics, we talked about that. Misinformation, disinformation is share, shape opinion, distrust, amplify decisions, show discord. Foreign actors engage in these actions to bias the development of policies and undermine security of the United States and or its allies, disrupt markets, and foment unrest. While influence operators have historically precedence, the evolution of technology, communication network systems has created a new vector of exploitation, aka I can get you ginned up on Facebook, right? So what does that look like, right? What does that distrust cause, right? What would people do? We seen a little of that action, right? People ran up in the Capitol, right? So you've seen both sides of that. As you speak, I'm getting updates from the news talking about Putin military facts. Putin going. Putin about to run up in Ukraine. He, as the kids say, he about to pull up. So Ukraine gonna get ran over. Russia already shut them down electronically. They already got their communications under surveillance. They're gonna run through Russia like we ran through Saudi Arabia. That's gonna be about a month cause if they want to do that life, right? So the questions is, are we gonna put boots in the ground and join them? Are we gonna cyber attack Russia? Right? Then two is whatever we pick, they're gonna pick back on us, right? So we need to be talking to make sure we're ready for that. Everything else I'm good. I need more water. Buy water randomly. Facts. I'll never forget Hurricane Andrew charge. Oh, facts. You saw people with price gouging on the Hurricane Andrew, and we knew that was temporary. It really is a lot of state general attorneys got on some of those shops, just Jay. But they're gonna what's up, brother Mike? So they're gonna price guys. So soon as Russia roll up in there, they're gonna start raising prices up. Single MDM narrative can be innocuous, but when promoted consistently to target audience, reinforce peers and individuals and influence, it can have compounding effects. Modern foreign influence operate demonstrates how a strategic and sustained exploitation of divisive issues and knowledge and targets and who they trust can increase the potency and impact of it. Narrative, national critical functions, and critical infrastructure. Furthermore, current social factors include heightened polarization. Yeah, that was in the other one. Yep, that was in the other one. So we assess the information environment, evaluate precedents of the MDM narrative, learn how where you and your stakeholders and customers can receive information, maybe key stakeholders and how to communicate with them. Consider how these channels will allow your organization to identify them. Monitor any changes to online activity related to your organization sector, such as a sudden increase in tags or followers to increase or spike information. Like we were talking about, let's identify vulnerabilities, identify potential vulnerabilities that could be exploited by that. Think about common questions or point of confusions people have about the sectors and operations. And we're doing some of this in the chat, right? What are we ready? What do we have? What do we need to have? Let's see what Snuggles says. She's coming up on the panel any minute. I know it. Shout out to Snuggles. Does Ukraine have a water source that Russia need? What does Russia have water that Ukraine? No, I think Russia is very upset. The Ukraine broke off from Russia years ago, and which Russia was okay. They were annoyed. Ukraine tried to get in NATO that's controlled by European and the United States. Ukraine is right next to Russia. Russia don't want the United States and European bodies right in their back pocket. They're like, we're not letting you join NATO. So if you're going to try to join NATO, we're going to pull up because it's a geopolitical hotspot. Shout out to the Josephine. Does Ukraine what? No, it's geopolitical. It's about Ukraine trying to join NATO. NATO's controlled a lot by the United States. Russia doesn't want the Ukraine right out their back door, controlled by NATO. And plus, they still think it should be part of Russia anyway, because they broke away when Russia was a little weak. They were having problems in with the United States and some other past wars. So we kind of became a superpower and started pushing our way over in Europe. And Russia's like, nah, we cool with China now. we us both together. You don't want none of the smoke. So they said, no, Ukraine, you can't join Russia. We got China on our side. What you gonna do about it, United States? So we trying to figure that out. That's my take on it. Right? Organizations should establish their own criteria. How does any narrative significantly threaten or undermine your critical functions? What are your known examples? So, are you trying to get people to attack a power station? Are you trying to get people to attack a nuclear power plant? How can you do that? You get people on green energy worked up, they might attack, a coal plant or a power plant, right? That's how you use misinformation to get people to do stuff they didn't want to do stuff. Shout out to B2B. I was on his live stream. Go check out his replay. That was an excellent live stream. War is money. Dems love war, so they have pushed that the only cost is our meaningless life. That's true, Trash Can. I know you way more political than me. War does bring money. I always worry about war because I think the brown and even poor disenfranchised people get put on the front lines, right? And cool is now we're gonna be dropping bombs with drones now, right? So it's gonna be less people for a while, but after a while, you got to put boots on the ground. So they're gonna start off with drones and electronic stuff, but you're right with that. You can you hire a lot of political issues with war. So I give Trash. I know he's more political on his channel. Before the beans, but shout out to She Thought My Thunder giving out that great French. Medium, does a narrative incident have potential to negatively affect the critical function? Right. I work for a large state agency. We have, I want to say, 100 functions. Only 8 of those critical. What does that mean? If we have to roll over to a different data center or something happens with this Ukraine stuff and stuff start hacking, what things are we need to critically run for our business to be effective? What is our most money work maker? I work for a state agency. We have stuff that's government laws or critical functions or stuff that actually turn into requirements for a computer system. So if somebody doesn't get paid in 3 days for a certain warrant, right, we got to pay interest on that, right? So that's a critical function for us, right? So you as a company, or especially as a state government or even county industry, right? If the government gets attacked and start taking resources away to do other stuff, what do you need to run as a county? What did you need to run as a city? What do you need to run as a state, right? All of those are different critical functions that those organizations need to figure out. What narratives are clearly disposable, implausible, oppose a limited threat? Your assessment can inform your information sharing around in response to and help decide whether to respond, and if so, when, right? Educate your staff on security of their personal social media account. Encourage all staff members to use multi-factor authentication for social media accounts. Review their privacy settings to make sure they know what their information is about to be visible. Because a lot of times when people get on these social accounts, it tells you, I need access to your contact list, your phone list, your pictures. Oh, no, you don't. No, you can't get to those without my permission, right? So know what your apps can get, can get access to, right, from that. Cyber activities. Malicious actors can use hacking and other cyber activities as part of influence operations. Hackers assist in surveillance or reconnaissance and provide opportunities for destructive attacks. Hijacking accounts and defacing public-facing sites can be used to influence public opinion. Organizations should be aware of cyber risk and take actions to reduce the likelihood and impact a potential damaging compromise, right? So some of those low levels of attacks are going to get phished. We already know that, right? So what level of user is going to give you a problem? If a low level customer service, client service get hacked, not going to bother us. They can only read stuff, write to some non-sensitive database, not a big deal, right? If this is where your credit card or your PI or your personal identifiable information or your trade secrets at, right, that could be a problem, right? So we need to have all that identified so we know what happens, right? They sell that information. Oh, facts. They sell it all the time. Facebook makes $1 billion on selling your information. If you do a Cambridge Analytica, they didn't realize Cambridge Analytica was paying them a lot of money, but Cambridge Analytica stole Facebook whole database. They were taking terabytes of information out through their API. Why? Because they were using that to sell to future presidents, right? Because now I know what affiliate you are, how much money you make, where you at, what city. Because people don't realize this, it's really on a couple states and a couple counties that help you win an election. People pretty much know what's going to be blue. People pretty much know it's going to be red. It's this little intersection that people vote that makes it one or another, right? We're part of the swing vote, right? How we swing. And shout out to Latinos. They part of the swing vote. It's the swing vote because the majority is pretty close down the line, right? So if you control a couple places, you can pick who's going to be governor, president, right? Because if you look back, it wasn't like it was this big landslide. It was a couple votes here, 2% there, 4% there, boom, right? We off and running. So selling information is all right. If you look up Peter Thiel, he's got a Planeteer, and I'm gonna do a video on there. They brokers of information from the commercial side. And before Equifax got hacked, they got a third of the 75% of the United States information was stolen through Equifax. That's why they got called in front of Congress, right? A commercial company got called in front of Congress because Congress was like, hey, you got too much information on the United States and you ain't taking care of it, right? So let's get engaged in proactive communication. If your organization has established ways to communicate with its constituents, stakeholders, and community, review these practices to identify opportunities for improvement, evaluate reach and engagements for communication efforts, coordinate other organizations in the sector and amplify and enforce messages, encourage your communication professionals to maintain contact with key communication, right? Communication as a tool, use clear, consistent, relevant communication that not only responds but anticipates and is an important, effective way to maintain security and build public confidence, right? That's why YouTube be shutting people down because they trying to make sure they're not inciting any kind of distrust or misinformation. We know it's going on on YouTube. They just want to make sure it's not obvious so the government doesn't come and shut them down, right? There's certain right-wing channels. There's certain left-wing channels. There's certain preppers. There's certain people in a manosphere that gets people ginned up, right? They're watching because stuff like this, they don't want you to become an echo chamber that's going to cause a problem, right? It's cool on YouTube, but obviously people pull it up on a federal building, right? So YouTube in the United States are keeping an eye on that. The FBI is on Facebook. They're listening to you. That's why sometimes, shout out B2B, we were talking about this. We do a basic video. We got a couple, it's demonetized. We got to go get it appealed. The appeal, all my B2B and my appeals always got overturned. They never deny me, but it's certain keywords you saying and how you doing your titles. They like, oh, we got to watch you demonetize because they know when you demonetize, you're going to send it in for appeal, right? And this right here is what we're talking for you to do. And I actually do this in real life, right? Develop an incident response plan. I help companies do incident response plans for if you get phished, if something goes out, if Amazon goes down, how can you roll up? How are you going to make money if your website goes down? Do you have a DR plan? Do you have a COOP plan? A COOP plan is an official word for your people. In the old days, everybody wasn't working from home. So if this building was down, you had to go to another building. Right now, it's kind of cool. Everybody can work from home, right? That's usually, it's called continuous operation plan, a COOP. So we got everybody work from home. Everybody's got their PC. Everybody's got MFA. Everybody's got VPN. So we can do business from home, right? But what happens if the data center gets ran into by an airplane? Well, can we roll over to Amazon? Can we run over to Azure? What is our DR plan? And what, like we talked about, if you're a business and you have 100 functions that make you money, if you got hired in a DR plan, what 8 or 10 do you need to run to keep your business running? Because a lot of times 20% of your things make 80% of your money, right? 20% of these business functions, 20% of this what we sell. This we get these parts overseas, so we need to make sure we get these parts because 80% of our money is coming from 20% of these lines we run, right? You need to know that from a DR perspective because, right, JM's right. What's up, Savage Scientists? Go check my man out. We definitely gonna collab. I'm procrastinating. I'm behind. I'm an old Savage Scientist. We gonna do something. We probably get on that CISP or do something together. Go check my man out. You're correct, JM. I do alternate sites, sites code hot. It actually used to be warm in there. The cool thing now, yeah, redundancy always helps. Anything you do has got to be ready. With the advent of AWS, even if you're on prem, I would sync my stuff up to AWS. Everybody's got Active Directory. I'll sync that stuff up there, and I have all my big database and all my VM replicated up there. The second part up there, if I'm up there in the cloud, I got an east site, and I got on my west side, I got a couple small VMs just in case my east site go down, right? And everything too is redundant, right? I got 2 VMs, I got cluster database. I'm doing elastic load balancer, so I got 2 web servers up, 2 app servers up. My DNS up in Amazon is covered. You know, they got disaster recovery in Amazon, even though they do go down once a year. But no, Jam, you're 100% correct on that. Just remember, they're always facts. Oh, shoot, that's CSP stuff. Yeah, I got to get back on that, man. I need to get my CSP. I've been procrastinating for 15 years. I took it and was 6 points short. Then I passed the Security Plus the following week. True story. I was at DOD. They said, "Oh, that's all you really need is the Security Plus." I never went back for my CISP, and that's one of the things I regret, Savage Scientist. And I no joke, I did that 15 years ago. I didn't pass. I should have took it right again and went again. Drop the link from One Guy channel. This channel is good content. Respect for now about being drafted for the channel not being so. Oh no, I'm tired of celebrity guys. Yeah, I'll drop the link for you because I'm wrapping it up. I'm on page 3 of this. Let me get the link down there. So if anybody wants to come up, like I said, we hood prepping today. Some of the things we're gonna talk about at the end. We went over it again. We're just gonna talk about it again. What we think we should be prepared for. So from a developer incident response, this is designated to oversee incidents, establish roles and responsibilities, including but not limited to responding to media inquiries, facts, issue public statements, communicating with our staff, engaging previously identified stakeholders, ensure your communication systems, social media are up, and questioning phones, cybersecurity, centralized inboxes should be monitored. Facts, identify and train staff on reporting procedures. Facts, media government. Consider your internal coordination channels. Identify instant response. Delineating information sharing and response. 4 actors can combine influence operators with cyber activities, requiring additional coordination. Trust, tell the story, ready your team. Understand and assess, strategizing your response, track the outcome. So once again, I do instant response for a very large company. I put the link in the chat if y'all see it. No, I'm part of the incident response. I'm heavy part. Or you just help them create no, I'm part of the team. I do all the let me read that again. Are you part of the response or you just help create the plan? I'm part of the incident response team because I do a lot of communication between we got a private cloud vendor, and sometimes when they relay the information back, it's too technical for management. So I need to break it down, JM. So I'm actually on there with the president, the CISO, the CIO, chief of legal, chief of operations, chief of compliance. Oh, okay. My bad, JoJo. My bad. I'll get that for you. My bad, JoJo. um, so So yeah, no, I'm on that team. The team JM. It's interesting. I also help with the plans. I actually had a guy. He actually ran our incident response plan for our company, our system, because we have an incident response manager now. So as a consultant, I help all those guys. Let me find that for you, JoJo. My bad. So yeah, if y'all want to come up, but yeah, that's it. And once again, we talked about heat, what you got available, water. We know we were fighting over toilet paper the last go around for when our supply chain got hit. So what would that actually look like? Um, Two is, and I think Jan brought this up, being part of incident response plan and understand what that's a high level job, but you have a lot of middle people and low level people getting those responses for their other teams, um, going out and doing those questionnaires for those other teams to make sure. The funny part of that, JM, is we had a large meeting. The president's at the top of the thing, and people arguing why they think their division is what is it called? Mission critical function is the term. Mission critical function. Right. So you see Mark, they're like, we're mission critical. The president like, nope, you're not mission critical. So he starts Xing all these departments, and people are getting their feelings hurt because a lot of people think they're more important there. But one of the first part of incident response plan is what things you should have up that you should have up in a DR thing, right? To be really up for you running. And that's not a lot of things. And I think a lot of people got their feelings hurt for that. So that was one of the weird that was one of the weird things that came out of that. So I'm looking up engineering cannabis right now. I'm reading the site. Looks like he took down. I'm trying to see if it's YouTube's up or he moved it, or I think you can reach. I think his about email still works. That's what I'm looking up. So I'm gonna drop that in there, even if I'm wrong. This is where I found him at first. Engineering. Engineering cannabis. I gotta see if because I think he changed his name. So let me go. I put it at the bottom, engineering cannabis. Look on there, go to his about page. I think his email changed. He's changed his name to AI and me. So I'm gonna look and see if I can find that page because I know he's getting it back up. He switched his name. Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to Ty. Definitely one of my day ones. Just started learning Python. Shout out to that. I'm thinking about doing Python this summer for middle schoolers. Not trying to insult you or anything, stars. I was gonna do it for the babies. So I that's on my. I'm still thinking about that on my plate. I told my grandson I was gonna make him learn. He wasn't happy, so I think I'm gonna do it for the grade schools and middle school. Andrew Nash over here with the rent. Shout out to the rent. You can time out people. Oh yeah, trash can raise. Trash can. He can time out people. Check out that and see if he go to his about page. I think his email was still on there. Imperative, thank you. I took a note. Need more water in general. I always reach out. You got any more questions? I dropped the link if you want to come up. You mentioned in one of your previous videos you think about doing a pod. Yeah, I am. I'm thinking about doing it because I think our kids need to get on that. So when they graduate high school, they're ready to do help test jobs, beginning program jobs, and they have it. So even if they want to continue to do boot camp, they'd be ready. They go to local school, they're ready. Or even if they go to a high level school, they be doing it for a couple years, right? So I'm trying to make it fun, trying to keep young people entertained. It's hard. The risk assessment can also all facts. Part of that is part of it. I might do a video on that. Yeah, I do a risk assessment. I evaluate all our software coming into our agency, anything on our network, because I'm a little older than you. If you Google Las Vegas casino was robbed through a fish tank. The fish tank was tracking salt water through the vendor to make sure the salt water went too high. The company came in and got in the fish tank, then got back to the vault and was stealing a lot of electronic money. So people's credit cards, and I guess people have lines with the casino. They were stealing people's lines and trying to change them into Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin just got started. So yeah, I definitely do those. We do risk assessment for critical, and we really do risk assessment on anything on our network, JM. The reason why we do that is if something like a fish tank or something got hacked and you didn't do a review, you could get a class action lawsuit because you're negligent. You didn't do a review of the software that you were using. So we review everything on our network, JM. So I might do that, and I might put my I know you always get on me. Put my form and my spreadsheets out there so y'all can see what I look at from a risk assessment. Encryption at rest, encryption at transit, what database you're using, what hopefully what cloud service. All your cloud services got to be in the United States. Only United States people can be working on our stuff. Once again, I work for a large state entity that reports to a federal agency. So they give you all these things you need to do. So now, if you go way back on my list, I did one on Panera Bread. I said great food, but security sucks. So I actually did a real high level. I did a vulnerability scan of Panera Bread. They actually fixed it. I actually sent them an email. It actually showed you their web server, and I actually still have it on video. It showed you the version. That version was 3 versions behind back then. So it showed you. I showed you all the CVEs, how to get free food from Panera Bread, how to hack all the credit cards for Panera Bread. So if you look back and do Panera Bread on my channel, I did a super light vulnerability scan of how to get Panera Bread if you wanted to get them. If you want to roll up on them, they weren't doing good cyber hygiene. I play my mom every summer. Facts. So let's see. So that's it. What's that? Anybody got any more questions? Just let me know. I'm glad y'all came check me out. For some reason, I've been going 10 o'clock. At least we're not staying up. We ain't stayed up for 3 hours today like I did last Saturday. I'm still tired from that. But shout out to this. Like I said, there's a lot of good people on here. I focus on cybersecurity, little technology. If you're just getting in the game, check out Master IT. He has a paid site. It's relatively inexpensive. Tech G's always high on my list. Go check him out. Programming, Cyber Scientist. I was checking out them data structures. I've been checking my man out. I'm trying to study for my AWS, so I got to do a little less YouTube and more studying. Professor at Black Ops ain't been doing well on the practice test. He been struggling a little bit. We all struggle, so I don't know everything. Some of the AWS it ain't sticking in my memory. So I'll check out to my young man B2B. He's definitely doing it. And so I always support my man. I love to see young guys because I love programming. Programming is my first love. I just make way more money doing cybersecurity. So I'm actually going to start programming a little more in Java and Python. And shout out to Tam. I'm going to start doing a little Rust. AWS said they're going to start focusing on Rust. I'm going to start focusing on Rust. Snuggles, I don't know if you're in the building. I know you always support me. So if you got any more Ukraine questions or you want to hit the link, you can come on up. Just Jay's in the house, brother Michael. Trash Can Waves, the brother had me over there tearing up on one of the streams. I don't want to let the cat out the bag. He was hitting my heart one day. He was putting it in. Peter Investor M was always giving me some asparagus money, so I definitely got to give him a shout out. Professor Black Ops got to go on a diet. The summer needs to warm up. I'm blaming it on the pandemic. I got to go on a diet, though. But shout out to me. I appreciate all the support. I just want to let y'all know the government's preparing, so I don't want anybody to be caught off guard. And 2 is, I'm not trying to scare you. I don't think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be like that toilet paper. It's a little stressful for a minute. Everybody's running out with 100 rolls of toilet paper. So, right. So I don't want us to be caught off guard this time, checking on that. So I just wanted to, make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay, let's see. Is Web3 prize being used in most organizations? That's used in most organizations. The cool thing about that is Cisco has their Web3. They're doing something a little proprietary. And you throw FireEye out there with your XMD ports for your endpoints. They do a lot of stuff out there. So they're creating VPN tunnels with you on the fly with Web3. So to be honest, JM, if you look at Cisco, I don't think Cisco's doing something else besides Wi-Fi 3. I think they got something a little proprietary. So if you run all the Cisco products, you can run their better connection. So, but I need to dig a little bit more in that. I need to check out my man Network Bruh. He's always doing the Cisco stuff. He's studying for one of the big Cisco's tests. So he hasn't been doing a lot. So I was just using my some people over the Network Bruh, but we were doing Web3, but I think we're doing something a little higher now. JM. I think we doing something a little proprietary, which makes me nervous. But yeah, being a kinetic attack from Russia, do you think a cyber attack will happen? Oh yeah, the cyber attacks already happened. Ty, look on the internet. They already shut down Ukraine a couple times. So they shut down their banking last week with a denial of service attack. You just got here, but yeah, that was one of my first things on my stream. They shut it down with a DDoS attack. They didn't even do anything super hard. They're like, we just gonna send you a little too much information. You're not about this cyber life. Yeah, y'all pipes are too little. So they blocked them on they blocked them there. They tearing them up, Ty. I just oh yeah, I blocked them. That was that Russian bot. Yeah, so now Ty, yeah, they tearing them up, man. Ukraine don't want none of that cyber smoke for Russia playing with them. Russia gonna shut down their whole communication before they run up in there. They gonna be dark before Russia. They're gonna have no power when Russia roll up in there. Write that down. I said that they're gonna have no power. Has anyone noticed issue with streaming service YouTube in the past 2 hours of relation? No, I don't think it's any relation to the Ukraine. The relation to is I think a lot of people come to YouTube for information. I think a lot of people are putting information about the news, and if you people are looking for more information about that, and I think that's what's causing YouTube problems. I don't think it has any. I think it's people looking up information, and you got to remember I think a crazy amount. I think somebody said 10 billion people are on YouTube. So if you tick that up by 20%, that's a lot of traffic. So I think they're just struggling with the basic traffic of having a great service. Amazon went out a couple of times. Azure went out a couple of times. Not this time, but just over time when you get a spike in there, a lot of times you think your infrastructure is ready. I don't think they're related, Channy G, my opinion. Do you think Russia has the ability to hack? Oh yeah. Oh, I can hack the Texas grid, JF. The Texas grid, they made their own grid. That's why they haven't. Their power grid suck. I can hack Texas grid. I'm serious, JM. Their grid is pitiful. Oh no, yeah, they need to get back on the United States grid. Yeah. Oh yeah, you go Google back 2 years ago. Just Google it, JM. Russia was in the United States grid. The NSA confirmed it. So if they're in the United States grid, they're definitely in the Texas grid, 100%. We just kicked them out. I'm sure they came back. Ty showing out. Hitting up with his, I think French. Shout out to the French. What are the most important things to learn if you're interested in cybersecurity? That is a big question. And two is this depends on what you want to do. The most important thing for me, and I'm an old school guy, is college is not necessary. You can do it on certs. You can do it on bootcamp. For me, you need to understand networking or you need to understand programming. You protect your cybersecurity environment with your network. Who gets in your network? Permissions on your network. What packets can see what subnets, right? That's a number one security about that. And programming is the number one vector people attack. It's actually called purple teaming. It's called application security. So if you understand web server connections, app server connections to the database, those are the first things that are hacked from a cybersecurity perspective, right? So I say networking and programming. But then when you talk about domain knowledges, I'm gonna start interviewing next month. I got compliance director I work for. She's a lawyer. She understands the legal perspective, a little bit about cybersecurity. She just bossed me around, right? She makes big bank from a compliance standpoint. You don't need to be technical. We talked about project managers are needed. We talk about shout out to B2B developers are needed, business analysts. I programmed for 15 years in Oracle, Forms, and Java before I even got in cybersecurity, right? So there's a lot of ways. But for me, the most important things I would say networking fundamentals, right? The OSI model, which is part of that, and programming. how the stuff connect and how you program it, because that's the weakest link, and that's how people usually attack websites. And first is phishing. I try to get you to click on some, but the rest of that is I'm all up in your poorly designed website, taking it over. Stop in. Yes, U.S. companies are being alerted. Yep, facts. Chemical number one. I actually work for a state, large state government, and we were getting those coming from our federal agency we report to. So you're 100% correct on Kamiko. So I was just telling too, is if U.S. companies are getting alerted, you as a consumer needs to get alerted, right? Or they gonna mess up our supply chain, or are we gonna be fighting over toilet paper? Do you have water if something happens to the water system for a month or 2 weeks? Do you have food? I have 100 rolls of toilet paper and I live by myself. You ain't tricking me again, right? If my electric power will come on, do I got a gas little heater I can warm my soup on? Well, yes, I do. Right. So if they're warming U.S. companies, you need to be warming as a U.S. constituent and citizen to be ready, right? Because it trickles down. If the government attacks our Colonial Pipeline, we standing in line for gas, right? So I'll let stocks on top of each other. I don't know anything about this wrestling thing, please. Time them out if they act bad. For the moderators, I'm gonna send you know the most talented moderator, Gail at night. She'll give you some lessons. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, Star. Just that's just my 2 cents. And like I said, I do this for real. So if you want to dig down a little deeper, just let me know. We can. So like I said, I do incident response for a large state agency. So we're getting ready. So let me know. We can dig down a little deeper, right? I do have solar panels I bought out for Amazon. I need to put the link in there and get some affiliate money. No, I'm just playing. But Amazon's got some nice solar panels, so I can warm my stuff up and let a web service. Oh, we could use the all facts, man. All facts. You're right, JM. We suck at this. This is sad. I don't even know what to say to this. We've been doing this for 20 years. If you go out, JM, and look at the OWASP top 20 OWASP, right? They do application servers, they do vulnerability, they give you the top 10, but really the top 20 every year. It's been the same 15 for the last 20 years. We're not getting better at cybersecurity. We suck at it. So you're 100% correct. And the sad part about it, I see it every day and yell at our developers. What's going on, people? Or our private cloud vendor? Who set this up? Who's going to get fired, right? So yes, JM, you got me on my soapbox on that one. I've been fighting that for 20 years of my life. And that's why I tell people, do not be scared to come in cybersecurity. There's a few smart people, about 20% are super dumb. The rest of the people in the middle, you be right with the 70%. We be making a living, making money. It's not hard. It's not invincible. We can teach you how to do it. There's a number of people in this circle that can teach you how to get the bag. Shout out to Black Heights. He's the career development. Textual Chatters on the cybersecurity guide too. Kev Tech, shout out to that brother. His help desk is on a whole nother level. I'm trying to get my cybersecurity to a 10th of what his help desk is. He got online courses. He's doing his own certifications. He done helped, I think, 300 people. He sent me a couple. I'm trying to get him to 600. So I'm trying to really start helping people, right? But I'm growing my channel up and growing my videos up. I got a couple playlists if you're trying to do Security Plus. I got an AWS practitioner playlist. I do an AWS class every Sunday at 3 because as an old cybersecurity people, I usually do most of my stuff on-prem. I got to move to the cloud, so I got to get new skills too, because we talk about ageism real quick. Ageism is a lot of times because you're old and your skills are old, right? So I want to make sure my skills are up to date so I can get paid what I need to get paid. There won't be ageisms because my skill level and my length of skills will still match with some of the current skills. Right? The first thing I did was COBOL and JCL in 1988. I did a video of that. A lot of my team wasn't born yet. I think top. Some of my guys are super young, right? So I've been in this game a lot where I've done COBOL, PL1 stuff you used to do on a mainframe before there were client server. So I've been in this game a long time. So I got to keep my skills up. And as I, get more skills and grow, I'm gonna put them on my channel and we can talk about them and grow together. That's one thing I came to YouTube about. And the other thing I came to is, man, most people out there, I'm like you and you like me. Let's get this bag, man. I'm not gonna say the amount. I make over six figures. I'm part of 8% of the dudes that they talk about in this space. And I got it. You can get it, man. It's not outside. It's not super hard. I don't do hard labor. At my age, I delegate. They don't even let me touch machines. They said I make too much money, so I delegate work. I don't even log on to Windows very much anymore. I don't get to look at OUs and work on GPOs. I love that stuff, but they want me to do compliance and talk to CISOs and talk to management. It's like JM said, I got to do the disaster recovery and the coup plan because we're going to get audited by one of the big four companies, right? And we got to pass the audit. So that's the stuff that I kind of work on. Is there any more questions? Like I said, we just chopping it up. Like I said, if you got anything in cybersecurity or IT related, the next thing I'm going to do is kind of funny is the patent office. We were Adrian, we were talking about IP. I think on B2B channel, they said if a horse does a painting, the horse can get a patent on the painting. If a robot does a painting, the robot cannot get a patent on the painting, and neither does this guy that designed the robot. So artificial intelligence can't get a patent. Making of the artificial intelligence, but the artificial intelligence doing a painting couldn't get a patent. For some reason, from an IT perspective, I just thought that was interesting. So I'll probably do a video on that. I'm like, the AI can't get a patent? I wrote the AI, so I should get the patent. So I thought that was interesting. So we delve into a few IT related stuff, but we usually stay mostly in the cybersecurity. So once again, I'm gonna hang online. I'll drop the link. Let me drop it again. If anybody want to come up, we can come up or chat, or once again, if you got any questions, put them online. Like I said, I was chopping it up pretty good. Like I said, I just wanted you to be aware that the government is getting attacked, so you should be aware. So that really was the thing about it. Like I said, I enjoy the support. Everybody, like I said, reach out to me if you need anything. If you got a video idea you want me to go, if it's cybersecurity, I'll probably do it. I got a list. People gave me some stuff. I'm behind on a few things. So I got to do Purple Team. I did AW SOC service. I think I'm going to do the dirty part of cybersecurity. What is the dirty part of cybersecurity? So yeah, that'll probably be my next video. Chop on what does that actually look like from the hard part, what people don't like to do, what I hate doing, what I consider the dirty part of cybersecurity. Some of it's ethical, some of it's practical, some of it's intellectual. So we're gonna go good, the bad, the ugly. What's up, casual economist? That's my first love. I really love economy. And I probably might get my PhD in that when I get a little older. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do the good and bad and the ugly. I might go live on that and just chop that up. I don't know. I might go Saturday at 10 again, go to dinner and come out and just talk. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugliest. Would y'all be interested in that if I did the good and bad and the ugly of cybersecurity? Throw me a one if you're like, do you think we would be a lot of contracting IT jobs in Ukraine if it becomes? Do you think there would be a lot of contracting IT jobs in Ukraine if it becomes a war? I'm gonna say yeah. The reason why I say that, JM, is because I think the United States are going to put some resources behind that. And usually when the United States resources do it, they send the big dogs. They shout out to Gabe A. They send an Accenture, PricewaterhouseCooper. They sending those guys. Mandiant. I think because they're going to send those guys out. So I think so, JM. Let me highlight that while I talk about that. Yeah, JM, I think they are. Because that's one thing I need to go read, because Biden's been making assertions about what the United States is going to do for the Ukraine. And I think one of the first things he said is we're going to give them cybersecurity backing, I think was what he said, because Russia is tearing them up. So I can see us doing that, JM. I could definitely see us doing that, because let's be realistic. Nobody's going to lose their life. Worst case, their team is just better than our team, right? So they get in the infrastructure in Ukraine, which they're already in, and we can't kick them out. So yeah, that's low hanging fruit. So yeah, I think that. And two is we're good about not letting foreign people get in our network. Two is while we're helping Ukraine, we're gonna be all in Russia's network. We're gonna be in all Europe's network trying to get answers, JM. So I really think that would happen. So I appreciate it. One, so yeah, I'd probably do the good and bad and ugly about cybersecurity. I think it was I had an interview. I don't say it's time, but somebody was officially talking about gatekeepers. So what is a gatekeeper in cybersecurity? I heard somebody talking about it, and I didn't agree with their term, right? And the burnout, um, cybersecurity, especially entry level guys, man, they want you to be they want you to be in the SOC 12 hours a day, going through logs, looking at the screen, people calling you up, asking you goofy questions, right? So that can be a little tedious. Then you get which is not bad. It took me a while to get that, especially when you were in DOD, federal government. A lot of those guys are ex-military. I was on a call with 300 people. I've never heard anybody cuss on a professional call. That's the first thing that freaked me out because I'm coming for a Fortune 500 insurance company. I'm coming from an investment company, and I start working for DLD. You got generals just cussing people out on the phone. I'm like, what? I'm a grown man. You can't be cussing at me. Oh, why? Yes, he can. He's a general, but so that's just some of the good and bad and ugly stuff. Mr. Austin, glad you could join me. I appreciate you. So yeah, like I said, the good, good, the bad, the ugly, the good. I love this job. I love the pay. I get, which is in Buckport. Continuous learning sometimes is cool, but when you get 53, trying to study for AWS test is a little different, man. I took a certification test in 15 years, so doing that is a little stressful. That could be the ugly. I don't learn like I used to, but we'll go over there. I'm gonna do the. Oh yeah, the whole thing was about that, Mr. Awesome. Long story short, I can hit you in 10 minutes. Is CISA warns that Russia and Ukraine is going at it. We already know. Russia knows we're going to help Ukraine. So CISA tells all the United States agency they're coming. Get ready. Bat down your hatches. So my add-on to that, Mr. Awesome, is the government's getting ready. You need to get ready. I was in Indiana. We were searching for toilet paper. So the supply chain is not what it used to be, right? So do you have bottled water? Do you have a generator? Colonial Pipeline was shut down by the government. I think that's the East Coast. Some people were putting gas in trash bags. We didn't think that through. So, Mr. Awesome, I don't want to have us putting gas in trash bag. You can come up on the link if you want to, bro. I know we just came. Let me give you the link. I know you come up sometime. So yeah, so that's it at a high level. I want people to get their personal incident response ready for that. Because if the government's getting ready, the constituency and the person needs to get better. Would the general be in his feelings if you cussing back? Oh, if you cuss the general back, your ass will be get escorted out there. There's a chain of command and levels to this, Adrian. He's at the top. It was a 2-star though. He wasn't a full bird, but he was a 2-star. You don't cuss. You don't yell at 2 stars. You take that. And two is it wasn't my team. My team, we had our stuff down pat. We was showing off, so it wasn't particularly my team, but but he was not have you touched? Oh yeah, I just did that. So yeah, so you can come up if you want to on that, Mr. Osborne or not. So yeah, that was it at the highlight. We went through. They were talking about disinformation. We know that. Talking about boots on the ground. What does Russia have to do for us to actually get in a war with them? Right? What do they have to shut down? Right from a perspective. So we hit all that, Mr. Austin. I dropped the link if you bored and want to come up. You can do that. Generals are never in their feelings because people are always saluting them. People was pulling out his chair. He had a 4 detail security force. I'm like, what, dude? You had a military base. You sneeze on that dude, you gonna get dealt with. So he was nice to me. I actually golfed with him, which I didn't know who he was. Okay, I'm using my laptop. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, so now that's just a different life of how that works. Some of that stuff you just got to take as like I said, I didn't take it personal. My pay never changed, so I just got to make sure I didn't get up in my feelings and get escorted out, right? So now, so like I said, once you hear it once, it's not a big deal. The team I worked on was just top notch. So his favorite term, and I always love this part. The other part of we is gonna get us in trouble, right? Because it was 500 programmers, 6 different states. People were programming stuff and they were changing stuff. So the program didn't quite come together the way it should. And that program, I think we were spending a couple $100 million. So if I spend a couple $100 million and it's not working, Adrian, I might cuss a little bit too. I spent a couple $100 million. What's going on? So, but now I actually learned a lot from that DoD communication, and when you have that many people, just the interaction among people is just off the chain. We actually had a person keep track of all the errors in the programs. It was called a TDR coordinator. I think it was transaction discrepancy report, and their job was just keep track of all the errors we were making in our program is doing tests because it was just so many. It was 1,200 in like a week. So she had to dole them out to the proper team. She was doing project management work. So I learned a lot just working with that many people. Oh, facts. And half the guys are in the military or have been in the military. Now you are actually, since it was DFAS, which is the finance center, it's a lot of that's on U.S. soil with contractors. A guy did a payroll system where they were actually spinning stuff up in the desert for battalions to get paid. Those guys were in the military because we were giving them modules and stuff to set up in client server. They were setting that stuff up in the desert, JM. It was crazy, man. I think Keep It Tech was doing that a little bit while he was in. So yeah, you have actually people setting stuff up in the desert. I'm like, I don't think that laptop was made for 120 degrees with sand blowing in it. You might have a problem. But now, facts on that. So. But once again, we went over CISA. We talked about the United States critical infrastructure. I actually worked paying soldiers, actually paying retirees, and it was around 9/11, and I was shocked when somebody said, dude, we pay people. The quickest pay for a soldier not to come home is not pay his wife. People want to get paid. So if they hit our building, I think they ranked us number 9. I was freaking out. I'm like, we're number 9. They go, yeah. If people don't get paid, people come home. I go, oh, I never thought about it like this. So the United States ranked installations, ranked divisions, ranked cities, right? Because nation states would take out cities that have military capabilities. So the United States have all of those ranked. I promise you, right? So you need to rank in your life what you need to work on. General be all right. You do not mess with generals, Asia. I'm just even if they were 2-star. Shout out to 2 stars. But like I said, I learned a lot. So you need to rank what you need. And if your power went out, what's your plan? If your water went out, what's your plan? If you can't use your credit card, what's your plan? If you can't buy groceries, what you can plan? And shout out to my man, right? Sometimes, you might need a little, protection. I don't want to say no crazy. You need protection, right? Because sometimes when stuff get weird, people start grouping up. I don't think it's going to get that bad. I don't think this is The Walking Dead, but I do think our power will be shut off for a couple weeks this summer. Professor Black Ops going to put that on his page. Shout out to James. So be prepared for that. That's not unusual. Once again, we were fighting over toilet paper, when the pandemic. So that lets you know, and I think we worked on that. Our supply chain is not set up for those type of blitz. We're just in time, right? It runs out just in time. We're not keeping an inventory. But when you don't keep inventory, you have a blip, you might not get inventory for a couple months, aka toilet paper, right? So in your life, like we talked about, when we talked about that incident response, from an incident response plan, we pick out vulnerabilities, things we think are going to happen. We talk about tornadoes, flooding, power getting cut. So you rank those. So then you answer, if your power gets cut, what's your plan? If you don't have water, what's your plan, right? We walk through that, right? So that's what I do for us. If your data center goes down, can we spin up in AWS? Yes or no? Is AWS the place? How do we sync up the databases, right? So there's no loss of transactions and we can just spin up hot and keep rolling, right? What does that look like, right? And 2 is you do 100 things, but when we're in incident response mode, out of 100, Are you going to run 8 things, 10 things, 20? Or are you going to try to run 100? When you're incident response, that means if something's wrong. So you usually only run your top 20 things that's going to make you money or not get you sued. What are those things from a business perspective? Then a personal perspective, if those things happen, what are you going to do? Right? Too is so, and that's what we were chopping up about. Miss Olinsky, prepare resistance confidence. Shout out that out. We got to sign an NDA. Anybody had time to fight over toilet paper? Man, I see some weird stuff, man. People doing weird stuff in Indiana. That's all I'm saying. For people, I got plans and I got contingencies. Shout out to the plans and contingencies. Do you remember stopping up on Central Islands for food 1 month? I would start off with 1 month, JM. You got to start to one before you get more. I would start off 1 month to make sure I have 80% of the stuff covered. Right? Can I eat? Do I got food for 1 month? Can I eat it one meal every other day? Shout out to the nation. And survive on that. What's my water? If people don't realize, most water has a water facility in your city, state, or county that cleans the water. If I attack that from the cybersecurity, if you Google Florida, somebody was messing with the water in Florida. Somebody hacked the water system. They actually put more, it's not bleach, but it's some bleach-like substance to kill the water. They actually happened to look at the screen. Somebody hacked into their system. So if somebody contaminated the water and you couldn't drink it for a month, can we boil it and drink it? Right? So what is is it brittle? Some people say they got the brittle thing. You can run through the brittle and they think it would clean the water, right? But what is your plan? Like I got the brittle too, but I'm like, I might do the brittle and boil it, right? If they talk about they got bleach in the water. But if that happens in your state or your county, somebody attacks the water and you couldn't use it for 2 weeks, what's your plan? From drinking. You could use other stuff, maybe not shower, but what's your plan? I didn't. I need to look into that. I actually read about that. Will I take the bleach out, Mister? I need you to come up, Mister Austin. If you're gonna come up, you dropping these gems, or you don't want to come up because you're on your phone. I forgot you said you were moving around, so you might not come up. But yeah, but so that's the thing. I did see iodine drops. I just think brittle will work better than iodine for some reason, Mister Austin. I need to do a little research on that on from my end. Moringa seeds can purify water. I got plans and contingencies. That's a lot of moringa seeds. So I need to check into that. You're right. I think it's like for dirt water, like in Africa. I don't think it's for the stuff we be putting in water, Adrian. I don't know. I just had news that Russia's already started. Oh, yeah, that's coming. They were right on the borderline, almost shooting people. I need to check in on that, too. Thanks, Sham. I might go live in the morning. We attack it, but if they attack, part of that attack might be the United States. Because, too, if I'm them, I'm going to go ahead and attack the United States cyber. So that'll keep us busy. I might not do anything big, but I'm going to be shooting some little shots, poking you the eye to keep you busy so you won't come over to Ukraine and mess with me. That's what I would do. If I was Russia, I would attack the United States with something minor. Not enough to make you mad enough, boots on the ground, something to get you irritated. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Tired, man. Tired and old, man. Trying to do my B2B imitation, man. You know, y'all brothers be up till 5 in the morning, man. Just doing a little
Nah,
something
that's
later,
that.
man.
Nah, he can do that when you. He works from home, so he can do that. I can't.
No, five. But he young though. He be bouncing back. I work from home tomorrow. I still ain't doing it, man. I be messed up all day when I do that messing with y'all, man. But you got that topic, like high level CISA's that organization, cybersecurity infrastructure. They just said Russia's gonna attack us. Get ready. They tell all the managers they on high alert. So I tell people be on high alert for your personal cyber stuff. What you got on it, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw like a stream earlier tonight. Um, I don't think has Russia officially announced that they're warring with Ukraine.
No, but it's coming. They think
Yeah,
Putin lying. They think he said, "No, we not." And they just gonna roll up in there. Shout out to Putin. He go,
yeah,
"No, we ain't doing that." And they gonna roll up the tanks because they got the tanks at the border, so they about to roll up in there.
right,
And they already dominating them cyber. They done shut down their banks and did denial of service attack, messing with
right.
their electricity, telling the constituents in email, "Your government sucks. They can't stop us." So
Yeah, because I saw a stream and they were like they had like drone footage of attack drones getting I think it was like I mean they're still live now, but was interesting. This is like the first televised, not televised, but like first time I'm seeing
Oh,
warfare because I'm
fact.
young, so I
Yeah,
wasn't there
I'm
back in the
laughing.
day.
Yeah, because I remember when when we rolled over Saudi Arabia in 2 weeks, man. When we were going, when we've got a Saddam Hussein, we rolled over them in like 3 weeks, man. It was like we rolled and we took it over. So nah, I'm with you.
Yeah, real quick, can you hear the I'm like right next to my AC. I
No,
hope
I
it's
can
not.
barely hear it. You good? You
All
good?
right, cool, cool. But yeah, man,
Barely. You
this
good? You good?
it's crazy. We've been hearing a lot about that in the news, like everywhere, even if you try not to pay attention to it. So
Yeah, because like you said, I think for the young people, because my father, he had me at 53. He talked about the Vietnam War, man, and people showing that on TV, and you over there and you see guys' knees just get taken out because he was in World War. I was like, oh yeah, I can't even comprehend that, Dad. So he didn't very really talk about it because it was just so emotional scarring, man. I just can't even comprehend that. We kind of our stuff in Saudi looked like a video game, man. You just saw these missiles going up and stuff exploding, man. So.
right, like how you saw the conflict between was it Palestine
Yeah,
and Israel? That was crazy. You saw the missile like raining missiles. That
yeah,
was
yeah. It was
insane.
crazy. It looked like a movie because they had them tracer missiles, like they were like following it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and just I mean the worst part for me is just the civilian. That's if there's a way
But
to have zero casualties, then it'd be more acceptable. But it's
no, no
the
one
most,
because you want it dirty and ugly because we don't want to do it, man. If you make it too clean, people go to war. You want it to be ugly, man. You don't make it like a video game, man. Now you want it ugly, man. Because like you said, even soldiers are getting taken out, and civilians, you got it to be ugly. Because if you make it too clean, man, we can't go real war very often. That's why people love war in cyberspace. It's like chess almost, right?
they war over cyberspace.
Yeah, well, yeah. Russia, Google it. They done shut down our Ukraine
Oh,
left and right for the last. They've been messing with them for the last 10 years.
dang.
They shut down their ATM system about 5 years ago.
Okay. So are they're hoping that the U.S. will join Ukraine's side and then
Oh yeah,
they
we
could.
that's how we make money, man. We do. Now, I'm gonna need to leave that to trash can ways. I'm trying to. We're the police force for the world. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave that to trash can ways. But go ahead. But yeah. So and two is Ukraine's trying to join NATO. If I'm Russia, I can't have the United States right in my back pocket because you join NATO. They ain't gonna let you do that, man. You're gonna have to fight for that. You can't join my adversary's organization. Oh no, you too close. That's like somebody Russia trying to take over, which they Cuba or no Canada. That's Russia. Oh, we got United States like we ain't gonna let you do that. Are you crazy?
Of course not.
Right, but we doing that with NATO. Oh, Ukraine gonna join NATO. Russia's like, oh no, you're not joining no damn NATO. That would be a no.
Yeah, they are.
And
Man,
as your term is, Russia's pulling up. Russia's pulling up.
they circling the block. That's what's happening.
Fact. No, they coming in. They coming in. They about to do a drive-by. They ain't circling. They rolling. They about to roll up through the
Yeah,
block in a minute.
that's how they started though. He was talking about Putin was trying to talk about they're just doing a military exercise. You guys
Fact.
nothing to
Yeah,
worry about.
yeah. Come on.
It's like, bro, how could you? It's like saying that's like me dumping water on your head and be like, don't worry, you're not wet.
Fact.
Just,
You gonna do a border exercise right on my border, right? No, so that's
crazy.
it. And like I said, I'm just telling people, the governments get ready, so you get ready. I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy, but I think we're gonna have a couple um, minor things once again, like the toilet paper. Our supply chain probably get messed up a little bit. I think they might shut down our electricity for a couple of days just to show that they can mess with us. That's what
Wait,
I would
what's
do
that?
if I was them. So they've been in our network. I know a couple years ago, for 2 years before that, before we kicked them out. So they understand the infrastructure of our electricity. So if they wanted to
Wait,
shut us down for 2 weeks, I don't think that would be a big deal.
2 weeks. The entire nation. You think Russia can do
Yep.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why
No,
haven't they done it
100%.
before?
Huh?
Why haven't they done it before? Like, I mean,
Because that's almost a tipping point. Because there's a tipping point when you do that. We're gonna put boots on the ground, right? So you got to be
mm,
careful. That's more than bumping me up my shoulder when you cut the electricity off, right? But the
yeah,
reason I say that is they want to show something where, You need to take care of yourself. Don't come up here worrying about the Ukraine. Y'all need to take care of y'all stuff. And I think 2 weeks would be enough where we'd be getting ready to put boots on the ground. But if it come back up, be like, oh yeah, we really don't want that smoke, right? So you got to do
Yeah,
something to get somebody attention. I'm just guessing,
I think you know
Mr.
what
Awesome.
the thing about in America is if you do that, then they're gonna like the citizens and the government are gonna be like gunning for Russia
Facts,
because
facts.
think about it because I started thinking about initially I'm like okay well no power for 2 weeks that's gonna suck but then think about all the people on life support in the hospitals that need that constant source unless they have
Right.
generators. Well,
They
I
have
imagine they
generators,
have generators, but
and I think what Russia's going to do, I think listen to him. He's telegraphing it. Stay in your lane. Ukraine was part of Russia. They belong to Russia, so they keep sending you these vibes. So maybe I give them a week. I think they want to do something to get your attention, right? So
yeah,
I think if you had a generator in the hospital, they'd run for a week, and a week we would be shitty. But as soon as the lights came on, we'd be like, do we really want to do it? Is that really what about? Or maybe they do another colonial pipeline. Remember, they shut down the pipeline. I think it was on the East Coast where people were standing in gas lines. Russia did that. That was a Russian attack.
yeah.
So they could do another color. Yeah, we
Oh
just
yeah, wasn't that last year?
yep.
Yeah,
So they let you know they can. And the sad part about it is, it's not the sad part. That's a private company. That's really not a government agency, right?
yeah.
So they attacked the. So are we gonna put boots in the ground for a private company? Maybe.
What can we do? Can't we do? Are we like similar standings?
Yeah, we can. I think um we can. We never want to start it like that. We always want to do reconnaissance. Like I think we've been inside their network like they've been ours. I think we know their vulnerabilities, right? But I think we never want to be the person that actually starts it, right? We want to say we retaliate it, right?
Yeah,
Now, if we do it, we're gonna do it in secret. That's what we used to do in the 80s before the government had to snitch on itself. We used to do stuff, but now we want to be retired. Russia don't care if they come first; they don't give a shit because they gonna say you messing with the Ukraine, so we retaliating with you because you don't own Ukraine. So I think they're gonna say retaliation and hit us with some gas or something. I keep going with electricity for some reason. I like that electric grid. It's a little weak. It's not updated. We haven't modernized since the 60s. We ain't on no smart grids really yet. That's an easy soft target.
especially the southern grid. It wasn't. Wait, Texas has
Everybody's
advanced
talking
southern
about
grid,
Texas
right?
ain't even on the grid. Somebody asked me, I said, oh, JM. I was like, hell, I can hack Texas grid, not Sun. I ain't even a red team guy. I think I can hack Texas grid.
Yeah,
So
man, wow, that's
So, like they talk about, those are the geopolitical issues that are coming up now, and which is a lot different because in the old days it was like, okay, we're gonna do this war. We know this many people gonna die. It's all boots on the ground now. We sending our nerds versus a nerds. Whose nerds are the best, right?
yeah, yeah. Now it's gonna be like what basic drone and the remote control conflict and all
Facts.
of that.
Drone. Yeah, we're gonna be dropping drone. Calisthenics. Facts. What's up? Just talking a little bit about CISA warning the United States agency. So we telling people, make sure you got your personal incident response plan. If something happens, what's your plan? If you ain't got no water, what's your plan? If you got electricity for 2 weeks, what's your plan? You got relatives on life support in a nursing home? You need to ask them, hey, if power go off, my mom was actually on oxygen. She passed away 2 years ago. I actually thought about that. I told my son I had a portable oxygen tank I bought off of Amazon. I shit you not. I was like, if something happened, you need to get this over there or bring her to me. My mom was like, you overthink stuff. And I always tease her. I said, I prayed on it. God told me to do it, mom. My mom's super religious. So but I do that for a living. So I was like, if something happens there, we gonna get her here. And I got an oxygen tank where it did something with the air. They got the kind where you don't really need oxygen. It's not as good, but it was one of those.
Yeah,
Because I
compressors.
talked to the thing. They said they only had power for a week. I go, oh yeah. So if something happened longer than a week, I gotta have a plan because I ain't letting my mama suffocate. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was saying those. Yeah, they got the one that just basically extracts the oxygen from the atmosphere already.
Yeah. Not as good. I don't think he got up to like 2 or 3%. So if you needed something higher than that, you'd really be struggling. but it was like on low because there's different oxygen levels and knobs. I learned that when my mom was, and I should just plug her on the machine and cut it up. So, but she was on low oxygen, so it would work for her.
Yeah. The people in the island, I mean, in the islands, we had like a regular hurricane season where we'd be out of
Oh,
power for
fine.
like weeks at a time. So, man, but
So
it
facts,
takes
but
some readjusting.
yeah, but you grew up with it, so it wasn't no big deal, right? It was just part of
Yeah,
life, right?
but it was a long time ago. Now
You
I
say,
kind
yeah,
of
you
got
ain't
used
about
to
that life no
America.
more. You ain't about that life no
Well, it's
more.
not. It's actually it's really much because of the location. Because the houses are different, so the
Right.
setup is different in the islands. If we had AC, it was usually like a window AC, but the houses were like concrete, solid houses.
Mm,
You can open the
for the
door and
for the
just have
hurricane.
candles. Yeah,
Yeah.
but these buildings, the structure isn't really designed to not have AC and be
Fact.
like livable. So it's gonna be a struggle. But
Yeah, depending on what state you're like. I'm in Indiana, so it doesn't get super hot. But
I mean,
if I run out of electricity, man, it was like 2 degrees about a couple weeks ago. Man, you gotta have some heat up in here. You'd be freezing. But once
uh,
again, I got solar panels that will power my. I got a little space heater, so I
I
got this room in
faced
my basement, and it's below ground, so it's a lot warmer. So I insulated it, so I could. And I got a blow up bed, so I could stay down there with my little space heater. I'll be fine. So if my power went out, right?
we're facing the exact opposite because I'm in Florida, bro.
Oh my
We're
god, yeah,
getting cooked,
fine.
man. Oh, but you mentioned you had a solar. Are you connected to the grid on your solar panel or no?
Now what the solar panel do is I got a solar panel, and if I look it up, it's called GAC. I got a small generator, so in the morning, if I needed to go 24 hours, I could run my generator while the solar panels are charging. Then at night with no sun, I could just run my generator. Right. So it's about 200 volts, so I can run my space heater by itself. I got a propane tank and some smaller stuff with it. And two is like there, it can run my little fan, right? In the basement, it's cooler. So I would take down that insulation and it'd be cooler down on my bed. I would run my little fan off of my battery generator at night. Then in the morning I could charge it.
Okay. 'Cause I was ironically hearing about some climate change and people having generators. You can either have them connected to the grid or off the grid. And if they're
Well,
connected to the grid, then
yeah, a friend of mine, which we kind of went back and forth. His art, because most people think power goes off, but the gas stays on. He has it's called Generac. Those are big generators. They run off gas.
yeah.
So I'm actually thinking about get generator, but I'm thinking, what if your gas and your power get hit? Then your generator will be getting. I need my
Well,
solar one
okay.
too.
Do how we do in the islands, man, because we have gas,
Too.
but get the gas tanks. We have like the
Facts,
big
facts, facts.
tanks of gas attached to the
Yeah.
stove, so we have our own
Wow.
gas.
I
And
got
each,
two in my garage. I always worry about them exploding for some reason. I don't know. I've been looking at too
hey,
many
I
James, but
never.
I got one propane in there because I could barbecue. I got my little
Yeah.
grill. I could hook that. So it's funny. You said I got two in my garage, way back in my garage. Something I'd be overthinking it. What if it explodes? Like, my,
Yeah, I mean, I get.
I actually asked the guy because I bought my. He goes, dude, we got 50 out there for the last 50 years. Ain't none of them
Yeah,
ever explode. So
yeah. I
I
was
said,
about to
good
say
point,
I
good
ain't
point.
never heard of any gas tank exploding
Yeah. So now
ever
I got
in
two of
our
those.
island.
The little white ones you barbecue with.
Yeah, the blue rhino.
Yeah,
Well,
they
what
like fifty
size?
dollars a piece, and like I think 13 to fill them up. I got two in the back of my garage.
That's not gonna be enough. The tall ones, the big ones that come in the truck. You got them
Yeah,
delivered
but you got to think. I'm only thinking a month, man. I'm just gonna,
a month.
cut it on. I'm be in and
Then,
out. And
then
most of the
just
time,
get
I'm just gonna
one.
warm soup on it. I ain't gonna be trying to barbecue because they take too long. But go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Just get one. Just get one nice big tank, man. You never know, because you know,
Facts, facts.
prefer for the
A-
worst.
Answer this question on there. I'll reach you. Would you rather not have electricity or water in the house?
That's a no
The-
brainer.
What's yours?
We need water.
I was thinking water. Water. Yeah.
I'd
Nah,
rather have
fact.
water than electricity because you
I
need
got a lot
water.
of water, but water, man, you could go through water super quick, man. And it's all, talk about flushing the toilet, man. People don't realize how much water. So you say definitely not have water.
No, not have electricity.
I mean, not
I'm
have
saying,
electricity, have
yeah, I
water.
need water. We need water.
That's a good point,
That's
man.
important, man, because like everything can be replaced with electricity, right? At least the important stuff, like you need heating and light.
Yeah.
Use candles, light a fire, right?
I got
But
about 300 bottles of little water, but you like that didn't really shit for a couple
three,
weeks, man.
man, no, sir. You need water to bathe,
Nah,
cook,
facts. You done
clean.
convinced me. James, we
Like,
going. My fault. I mean, yeah, I'm so tired. We going water. No water. It's a, we need water. So
you need, Professor, you're tired, man.
I am. What I'm thinking about doing is people got those big rain buckets. I'm thinking about getting like 100-gallon rain bucket behind my garage. I had the
Mm,
rainwater, and I use that for my toilet and stuff, and just
yeah,
have some drinking water. So I don't know. I've been playing with that idea a little bit. One of my neighbors has it for her garden. So I've just been thinking I could use that to just run up to my toilet and flush that. If I got 100 gallons, that could probably last for a month.
have you thought about reservoirs? Can you build reservoirs?
I don't have any reservoirs around me, man. I do, but hell, they like a half a mile away. I'll be running hoses from the reservoir trying to get to my house. Now, so that's why I'm thinking about getting those even 200 or 300 because it's just sitting there collecting rainwater off your roof. And it's right behind my garage. Ain't nobody it's nothing but old vegetation back there. So I think if I could collect it in there, then just run a hose to my house, kind of to my toilet and stuff, just for the water. Because you can probably buy enough drinking water to last, but just like you said, trying to use water every day to day is rough, man. Trying to get it.
Yeah, if the rainwater is just gonna be for like what, flushing and like
Yeah, just to
stuff.
flush and stuff.
Okay, well, you ain't got to
Yeah,
do
so
nothing with it.
yeah. So calisthenics says, what's your advice to get into cybersecurity? I just started getting interested and no knowledge. I'm switching careers. It depends on what you switch in your career first. I always say start off with the trifecta of certs, because certifications are an easy way to get in. ITF if you have no security plus, no security skills, A plus, network plus, then security plus. Networking is the basis of security, controlling your network, locking down your permissions. So all that's part of networking. Um, we can chop it up too. Just reach out to me with no knowledge and check out my man. I definitely help you with getting in cybersecurity from a technical statement. Black Heights does the career development. He's excellent at that. He has infrastructure for that too. Calisthenics, check my man out. Textual Chatter is excellent. If you're new to computers, check out Tech G. He's got an A plus and Network Plus free YouTube channel. I rock with those guys. Check out my man Master IT. His stuff is a little more polished because it costs. He's got a learning management system. So check those two guys out. Master IT, Tech G, Black Heights for career development. Once you figure out what you want to do, because he actually helps people map switching to certain degrees in IT and computer security. So check my man out, Black Heights, because he's probably going to get you in IT. And once you get in IT and get a couple years, you can come see me and we can get you into cybersecurity. Because very few people I know get in cybersecurity with zero experience. Once again, a little bit about me. I worked at the Department of Defense for 10 years. I work at a large state agency. I'm a consultant. I make over the magical number of six figures. I have a computer science degree. I've been doing IT for 30 years. I was an Oracle programmer for 15, Oracle DBA for 10. At the Department of Defense, I was a web admin, an application admin, an Oracle DBA, and a Java programmer. Then they taught me cybersecurity while I was in DoD. That's just a little highlight about me, calisthenics. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking about that 100-gallon, Mr. Awesome, and just collect the rainwater. But then I think, am I a hood prepper? Am I doing too much? I don't know, Mr. Awesome. I've been thinking about it. That's what I've been. Okay, Adrian said you must have water, but your fridge doesn't keep your food cold without electricity. Hmm.
If you need electricity to keep your food good, you have the wrong type of food. That's what it is, bro.
Well, two is I've got a gas generator with $1. It'll run 24 hours. So I actually got a gas generator, so it'll keep my freezer. It'll hook to my freezer and my refrigerator. Anything
Yeah.
else I don't need. Anything else I'm gonna be running batteries or off on my solar. So I actually got two generators. My only problem is my son got a lot of grandbabies, so I'm probably gonna let him take my gas generator if we ever got down to it. So I've been yelling at him, get you a gas generator. Stop using. Long story short, I play in real estate. So a lot of times when we get on site, it doesn't have electricity. So I bought a gas generator. So then we start using it. It works so well. And I'm like, some go off in my house. I'm gonna have the gas generator going. We have tools and staple guns and drills rolling. It's like $4 things. This lasts all day on like $3. I'm like, yeah, I'm using that at my house. So shut out. So yeah, we got generators going there. So we good. That's why you're prepared non-perishable. Yeah, Mr. Austin's on it. He's talking and dropping gems in the chat while he's talking. You welcome. Let me
thing, man.
Come back, man.
Annual thing, bro. Hurricane season coming up. You get your shutters. You buy a whole bunch of gallons of water. You get your bleach. You get your canned food, non-perishables. You get your candles. Your fire starters.
I got a lot of candles for the night. As far as I call it my hood prepping. I need to stop calling that my hood prepping. I got a ton of candles. I'm gonna be romantic in the dark. Mr. Awesome. I'm gonna be romantic in the dark.
Hell yeah, man! You invite your little chica over. Where he want to spend the apocalypse together. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Got my little little fit too. Cooking a little soup on it. Nah, I'm just playing.
Yeah, bro. If you live in a cold environment, man, that's like 2 in 1. You get the nice heater, the fireplace.
Facts. I got a fireplace. I got wood in the back too, so I could go fireplace. It just sucks out so much heat. So that's my last. I'd rather go in the basement with my little space heater into this little room I got down there for storage. I got a air mattress I put down in there. I actually tested out. I was like, it's pretty toasty in here and comfortable. It's working. It's working.
Yeah, man. You got a good. I think it's better to go through that in colder climates than in warmer climates. Because if you get cold, you can just start a fire and get warm again. But if you're hot and you ain't got no electricity,
facts.
Man.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on, Miss Austin. What's up, B2B?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you crystal clear, man. You got the best technology in the manosphere, man. You're doing it big, man.
Sounds familiar.
I don't know, because Gabe sure did call me out last time.
What Gabe said? Oh, he did pick on you a little bit, man. Don't let Gabe be mean to you, man.
I was just talking about my headphones.
No, you're right. I like your camera. I think I'm gonna get that one. You done tested it out for me, man. I think I'm gonna upgrade, man.
Oh yeah, the Brio.
Yeah, I'm over here struggle streaming. Yeah, I'm struggle streaming over here, man.
Oh yeah, man, I love it. What's up, Mr. Awesome?
Oh, what's up, BTB? Fancy meeting you here.
Fancy meeting you as well.
We went from B2B to over to mine. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, the after party.
Get ready, man. I need you and your girlfriend to have your incident response personal plans in there. I need to hear generator, candles, flowers, perishable meat. What you got going over in there, B2B? I need you to be getting ready, man. Ukraine coming. What's going on?
Yeah, I just got some ramen noodles, man.
Okay, that's a good start, man. What you gonna cook them on?
Well,
if you ain't got no
power,
I
guess you're saying that you had to have clean water, right? Because water should still run without power. Well, actually,
facts. But the problem is if you look at Florida, somebody almost contaminated the whole water system. So if somebody dropped whatever that is, they got some kind of, this is bleach, but it's not bleach, to get the water to a certain level so they deem it clean with chemicals. If they can't get it to that level, what you gonna do?
You talking about that hack attack that happened a couple years back?
No, look at Florida. Somebody hacked Florida. They were actually in their water treatment plant.
Oh, okay. Because there's a different.
I actually watched a video that was talking about it's like a small thing of radiation.
Facts.
That all they got to do is just put it into the water supply. It'll knock out like cities. Facts. And that was actually pretty scary because I was like, it was a very small amount.
Right. And I'm not even talking about that. That's you correct. But if they just change the chemical balance in it, you're gonna be down for about a couple months. And that's just you hacking it. You can do all that with your skills. You can do that from your basement, B2B. You don't even have to get no radiation in there. You can just drop the bleach in there, whatever the compound they use to clean them. You just put too much in there.
So, Professor Blackout, you telling me that they got another work from home remote position available?
Facts. Hackers got them all there, man. Hackers got them too, man. We giving you the deal. I did the Script-Kiddies. Now you can actually rent the hacking platform. You don't have to be good at it. They running like Amazon now. So
yeah, but actually, I wanted to ask you something too. That I remember James Tony was bringing this up on my platform earlier, and he was saying like, hey, they don't even have to. People don't even really have to hack they just do social engineering, and that actually works more efficiently. Do you think that's true? That social engineering works better?
Yeah.
I guess.
One of my clients. I'm not gonna say any names. Is it's client. They do a lot of customer service. They don't get paid very well. When we do a 30% fish with Target coupons, our failure rate is like 50% because people need the money, so they always fall for the Target coupon. So if I put malware, meaning when you click on it, it's called a rat. It drops out on your machine. It lets me take over your whole machine. I just need to get you to click on it, right? Our click rate was something crazy high because people were so underpaid. They wanted that 30% off coupon.
Man, 30% off. I mean, that's, if it was 20%, I'd be like, okay, that's a nice tip. But 30%, man, that's kind of tempting.
It is, but the cool thing for us is we think you're going to click on it. So at your level of user they're at, they still will have to do a little more work to get on their network. But that is the launching point to really start attacking us because now they're on our network. The cool thing is a lot of the big companies we use, they have artificial intelligence and machine learning. Gabe actually used to work for one. So when they see those phishing campaigns and those tools, they dump them in a global database so it gets down to your machine to look for it. But if they call it a 0 day, if you do a 0 day, a governor pay you $30,000 for it. 0 day means this is a virus, no mandate or none of those guys seen, so the pattern match won't catch it. Right.
Right.
So,
actually, you know what? Rob from Master IT was explaining 0 day.
Okay, sure. I just gave him a shout out. Yeah. Yep. Go check him
Yeah.
out. He's a good entry point into cybersecurity. He's got a whole learning management platform. Costs a little bit, dig in your pocket. Go check out Master IT in there. Go ahead, man. I'm giving shout outs for people.
Shout out to Master IT. Yeah, man,
fine.
because I was sitting here like when he was explaining it was like, oh yeah, sometimes they may just push out some software, like it may not even be like the best security. They know it's not the best security, but hey, you gotta get things up by the deadline. So
facts. We do it. Yeah. I see people do it all the time and it drives me nuts, but let's be realistic. I work with companies that are trying to get $1 billion worth of revenue. If it's a couple security holes in there, y'all better figure it out. We got to get this money. So you better figure it out because they gonna win.
But then what happens when they start losing records, like HIPAA data or something like that? Then all their hard work would have been thwarted.
No, because the reason why I say no is number one, too, is people buying the product. Once you get their money, people are so used to getting hacked. People don't get upset. People used to getting credit monitoring. People don't get. I don't think people get worked up. I think we lost that fight to get because it happens so much. And number two is depending on how you move. Most people don't realize they get hacked. The company tells on itself because they're scared to get fired. Most people don't. Most people been hacked for a year before the company comes out and tells them.
Man, and then the thing is that when I used to work in when I used to work in information security, they actually would say like most companies have been hacked. It's just they don't know when. Like,
they don't know it yet. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, they don't know it yet.
Facts,
it's like no matter how secure it is or whatever, there's always going to be like somebody creating new viruses or whatever, trying to get into it. And then you can't really get around social engineering like that because it works.
Facts. And it's I think we're getting better at it, but no, you're 100% correct. It's it's just not when you're gonna get hacked, not how when. The cool thing though is we're getting better at even if you're on our network, we're still pretty good about keeping you out. But the problem is you brought up people are putting so much code out that's so bad, it's hard to secure. So that's one of the things. Does anybody remember the blackout on the entire East Coast a year ago? Yep, I remember that. That was pretty real. The blackout. Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, Adrian, I'm eating them right now.
Shout out to I need to take a picture. I think I ordered off of Amazon Prime. I think I ordered 100. I got 100 bags of ramen noodles in there. So if I get shut out, I'm gonna throw a little water on there with my little propane and heat it up. I got them in my cabinet. So I think I was trying to get 100 ramen noodles to go with my 100 Kansas soup. The way hack is posting gives people love. Click video. It's even worse than that. If
Mm-hmm.
you Google NSO, they got the
Yep.
non-clickable viruses. So as soon as your phone connect, the virus just takes off. You don't need to click on anything. The virus, I think, is the exe. When it was hitting iPhones, it would just run. It was the NSA
Mm.
group there, Israel group out of Israel. They got the nastiest and the most intellectual viruses I ever seen at a high level. They be attacking governments like the United States, Russia, and Ukraine. That's what they sell their products for.
Professor Blackout, you said NSO?
Yeah, it's
Because
called
I actually,
NSO Pegasus Group.
yeah, I actually worked on something like that with my company called
Mhm.
NSO. Thought that was pretty interesting that you brought that up.
But I'll bring it up. It was a big deal. I did a video on it, of course. But yeah, they're the. Let's see. That's now. This something. This is yesterday. I guess they still talking about the NSO. But yeah, they're one of the topping groups. Oh, they talking about now they're innocent. Let me find them where they're hacked. Um,
And to Adrian, she said ramen noodles as food is blasphemy. I'm like, nah, Adrian, people in all them Asian countries be eating ramen noodles and
facts,
stuff, and they eat them
facts.
every day.
Tell them don't be bougie like that, man. Tell them don't be bougie like that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
gotta
can
watch
dress up some
it.
ramen noodles.
Yeah, facts, man. You can make that. Yeah. Tell them
Man,
don't be like that.
you can even fix up chairs and tables with ramen noodles.
Facts. Let me read this real quick. Apple sues NSO Group to curb the abuse of a state-sponsored spyware. Apple announced a 10 billion contribute to support cyber surveillance research. Apple today filed a lawsuit against the NSO Group and its parent company, totally accountable for surveillance and targeting of Apple users. The complaint provides new information about how the NSO Group infected victim devices with this Pegasus spyware. Long story short, your Apple phone, they were cut on the camera without the light, so they would be recording you and listening to your sound, right? For all your Apple devices. So they were getting a lot of state secrets because people wouldn't think anybody was listening on their phone. So they would have the phone record and they would take the recording off your phone. And they would have your camera on without the light being on, so you didn't know you were actually being recorded. So I did a video on that. Just Google NSO on my homepage and you'll get it. Go ahead, B2B.
Yeah, so I also wanted to bring this up as well. Is that I wanted to ask you really a question, Professor Black Ops, is that what age group do you think is more susceptible to like this social engineering, or does it not matter what age?
I think it's an age group. I think it's two parts to that. I think older people you're going to get because when you tell them the IRS is about to lock down their savings account, they just freak out every day. You're like, the IRS don't send people they send people you letters. They don't call you on your phone. That's not what they do, right? Or they tell you to come back with the pen, right? Or they tell you to ask you 3 or 4 questions. So the older group from that perspective, the younger group, the only reason why is they're technically savvy, but hell, they on every technology platform. So if I can't get you on LinkedIn, I can try Snapchat. If I can't get you on Snapchat, I can try you on Facebook. If I can't get you on Facebook, I could try the Twitter. I always call it the Twitter because I'm on. So I think for me, those are the two biggest groups that usually
So
gets
young
hacked.
people and older people.
Hmm. The middle people kind of like, I don't use technology like that. Send me a letter. Oh, all right. They don't do a lot of cash apping and PayPal. I mean, I finally got my uncle to send me a PayPal. Hell, he's 60. That electronic stuff, boy, that don't be working. I'm like, I send hundreds of thousands of dollars around PayPal, not 100, but I send at least 10 grand on PayPal every year, huh? So they don't be feeling like, but y'all group hell, y'all grew up on technology. If you ain't using Cash App, you're like, y'all wasting my time. I don't want to go to no damn bank, right?
You know what? You know, Professor Black Ops, I had to lie earlier. Not even earlier. It was like last week or something like that. Just got my hair cut and I walked outside, and then this guy was honking his horn. He was driving towards me and stuff, and I was walking to my truck. He was like, "Hey, um, do you have Cash App?" I was like,
No.
"Nope."
No,
I
you
said,
ain't lying.
"Nope."
No. I ain't giving you my phone because one of the ways, and I did a couple of Zelle videos, when you let somebody take over, man, they could do anything. They could drop something on your phone, change your cash app real quick. Now it's going to their email or something. No, man. You did it right now. You didn't. That's the thing you put. Nope, I ain't got it, homie. Nah,
Exactly.
because
So I told that man, no. He's like,
what's
oh, thank you.
what's
I
my
was like, man,
my boss, because he's NSA and Asian. I love him. He's gonna be on my show. Never lose control of your device. That's what they say in the event. You must change. You must have control of your device. I'm like, control, meaning you can't let it out your sight. Nobody can touch it, but you gotta have control of your device. You lost control. He said control and containment all the time. I'm like, containment. So that's his. You cannot lose control or containment of your device. B2B. You must contain control of it.
yeah, you gotta tell that to my girlfriend.
Oh no, she part of the family. She get control of the device, man. She's part of the NDA you signed. I'm just playing the NDA. So now you gotta trust the people in your life, man. So,
But yeah,
your phone number is your new social security number. No, that is false. No, that is true. That is a certain point. To protect that phone. Yeah, you better have that phone with the pin on it, Natasha, and with the MFA. So you need to put the pattern and the pin. I got the pattern and the pin. I got double. I'm cyber crazy. So you got to get my pin. And I'm probably gonna put my facial recognition on there in a minute. I just think they're gonna get hacked and steal my face print.
oh, yeah, I was just thinking that too. Like, what if
Yeah.
somebody like, because that's why I don't have my face on my phone, facial recognition, like, and then
Yeah,
they say it doesn't really work that well with people who wear
it
glasses.
it does. The crazy thing about it though is they made a little better. The first facial print is if you took a screenshot of somebody's face off of Facebook and cropped it, you could use it to open up people's phones. About 3 years ago, they made them a little better. So I think they put some heat signatures on the back to make sure it's really your face because your temperature comes off of there. So I think they put that in the phone a little bit. So I think a lot of people don't realize that. So I think that's how they know it's your real face and not a picture. Biometrics is the truth. That's why when you go in the metaverse, that's gonna be the opening thing because I'm gonna have your face recognition. I'm gonna have both of your eye prints, your retina and your iris. I'm gonna have your voice print with your inflection. How you type and use your gloves is actually a print. There's a lot of things it takes the speed of your typing. A lot of people don't use it. You can do that as a biometric signature. Once you get in the metaverse, I'm gonna have all of that. So that's gonna be real interesting when that gets hacked because they're gonna have everything that makes you a person as a biometric signature. And it's gonna be stolen. Any comments on that, fellas? I just threw that off at the cuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My headphones for some reason just started working out.
No, you good.
So I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Oh,
But
no, the metaverse is gonna take everything. It's gonna have your face print, your both your eye print, which is your retina and your iris. I'm gonna have your voice print because your vocals. I'm gonna have you type and how you move. Both of those are things. So I'm gonna have everything that really makes your biometrics in the metaverses. So when I still out the metaverse, I'm gonna have a composite of you.
hmm and I wanted to also say this is that like when I have like twin brothers and they actually could open up each other's phones. Um,
Wow,
yeah, so
really?
they used to get upset about that.
They should, right? Because I would think even though you twins, I would think the metrics of your face would be off a little bit enough where the phone would pick it up, right? Because it takes a map of your face. So maybe their eyes are slightly apart or something, or their smile is slightly apart, or somebody had a scar that got mapped. You would think one of those we got mapped in the facial mapping on the recognition of a phone. No, I take that back. They were messing up on black people's face 30% of the time in facial recognition. So I take that back. I could see that.
Yeah, yeah, man. And the thing is that it would be weird because it's like okay, you can open them up and they're not even like identical twins.
Facts. Wow. I let you know though, we got a long way to go with technology. It's better. There's a few things we're still working on though, trying to get it together. So facts, we're still working on.
Yeah. But Professor Blackoff, so about the metaverse, I mean, like I'm trying to learn a little bit more about it. I know my company now is talking about going into the metaverse, And I understand that, like, they're gonna be taking all this data, and pretty much storing it so that way they know pretty much 99% of what you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I wanted to ask, like, do you think that, like, what age group do you think would be the first ones to adopt it?
Oh, you're right. No, the early adopters. Your team. Team. What you team Z? What team you? What team you on?
I'm a Zennial, or
So yeah.
millennial at the very end of millennial.
Okay. Yeah. Your team. Because they already do it. Because those guys are playing Fortnite, Roblox. All those are really 2.5 and 2.0 before you get in the metaverse. So they're used to building cities. They're used to purchasing stuff online. They're used to watching Ariana Grande and Travis Scott. They just did concerts in Fortnite, right? I
Hmm.
think he has 60 million people show up. So your team gonna be first. Because those guys, because Snoop's already getting paid to build his block and build his lowrider cars. That's not quite a metaverse. I would say it's 2.0. I'm sorry, 2.5 grade B, because they don't have the full augmented reality yet. But they're getting the superstars lined up. They're already getting paid off of it.
Would you consider Minecraft a part of the metaverse?
No, 2.5. I think is a step further. The big thing about the metaverse is the full augmented reality and to get businesses on board. I think those two together makes you a metaverse. Because people forget I'm old. They had Second Life in 2000. So they were doing a part of that, but that was more 2.0. It's not augmented reality. It wasn't the virtual was kind of weak. It was more a website, but people were building cities, building homes, building apartments, selling stuff on there at low value. I think the next step, it's kind of like from MySpace to Facebook, right? MySpace was kind of like, hey, you my girlfriend, I'm doing this cute little setup, right? I got a little song playing. Now it's like, oh, we got a business, we selling stuff, everything. The people don't realize in foreign countries. I mean, we talked about that. Facebook's moves money. They the bank. They move microcurrencies in small companies, right? It's a platform, right? So I think the next level for 3.0 is the goggles, augmented reality, virtual reality is a lot better. Speed, right? Because now we're gonna have the fiber to your door, and you're gonna have 5G going to 6G, so your speed is gonna be at a higher level where it can do stuff seamlessly and smoothly. So I think that's what's
Yeah.
gonna make it 3.0. And I think shout out to Zuck. That's why he's spending what he say $10 billion and 10,000 programmers in Europe. So he up. Now I don't know if he's gonna be successful, but he putting his money where his mouth is. So shout out to him.
Yeah, and then Professor Black Ops. Let me tell you this: it used to be a game that I used to play back in the day, and it was called a Maple Story. Maple Story was like it wasn't nowhere near like Metaverse. It was just like 2D characters that could like fight and stuff like that, and gain experience and adventure. So I used to play this game religiously, and I actually read a story to where you could actually get married on the game, right? You can get married to somebody you didn't necessarily know, but you could just figure out like, okay, you go to the courthouse or whatever, just for the peace. So then after you get married to this guy had got married to a woman on Maple Story, and then he actually divorced this woman, right, on Maple Story. So what happened after that is that the lady, she got so upset that she ended up hacking into his account and stealing all his money
Facts.
from like I guess he had like a credit card attached to it or something like
Facts.
that.
Don't do that. Yes, facts.
Yeah, and I was about to ask you this: is that should you like like if
No.
you need to buy something? Okay.
Now I'll let you finish. Now what I recommend is get you a low
Okay.
volume credit card about $500. Do not link it in anything. Just keep it at $500. Buy your stuff. If somebody run up, that's all they can get at five. Make sure your credit card does not lend them any money, and make sure they call you ASAP. So I got a couple internet cards with low balances, and that's what I do my stuff. And I check them religiously every day to see if somebody trying to steal my 500. Right. I wake up in the morning, click on that credit. Okay, no transactions. Did I do that transaction? Okay. So that's what I recommend people do because theoretically you need a credit card these days, especially when you're online. I would just get a low limit. And two, if your kids get it, they can't run up. You see kids running up a couple $1,000 on people's credit card. Most you can run up is three or four, 500. I'm gonna whoop your ass because I'm old school. That's why I tell my grandson, I be whooping. I don't know what your daddy do. I'm going out. I'm gonna have you pick this switch, young man. We whipping in my house. So long story short, so I would get a low end credit card in case he do something or they do something. That's what
Yeah,
I would recommend.
they even stop sometimes. Like, because I remember one time I had bought something. It was expensive online. They were like, "Hold on, this," they actually locked my
Facts.
card.
Facts.
And and then it asked because of kids actually using parents' credit cards. That's the reason why they put that in place.
Or if you're in another state, I was pissed. And two is have a couple backup credit cards at a higher limit because I did a credit card. I get to the card, I'm ready to fly out. I'm switching flights, right? So I got to do a little upgrade. My cards, no, I'm never in Vegas, so it locked my card. It denied me. So I used another card that I didn't get denied on because I'm standing in line, right? So I switched so I called them. I like, hey man, y'all can't be nice. Like, oh, sorry, you never in Vegas. If you do that again, you need to call us and let us know you in Vegas. I go, okay, I think that's a fair trade-off. So when I leave state, I call my credit. Hey, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Mexico. Shout out to Citizen Loop. I might run up to Canada, walk in the snow. Shout out to She Throw My Thunder. I gotta let my credit cards know now though, because they trying to help me B2B, so I don't want to be too mad. Let me answer this question real quick for James. If someone were to take pen tester course or Red Hat course, would they be able to get in a cybersecurity job? An example, INE. I don't know what that INE is. I should. I'll pause a little bit. You would have the qualifications, but what we talked about in this sphere, me, B2B, everybody, Tech G, Keep It Techie. Two is James Tony. If you're not familiar with Keep It Techie, he has a free Red Hat Linux course. Is excellent. If you go into my post stories, I posted his free Red Hat course in there. Pen tester. You could get a cybersecurity job. The only problem with that is, and I'm gonna let B2B chime. Even entry level jobs now on 3 years. So we gotta help somehow when you get your pen test course and Red Hat course. And I put myself in there. I need to give you enough labs that look real world that I can help you sign up that can qualify experience to go with your courses. So I think we need to figure out a better way to do that. We need to, and B2B, we need to do a portfolio with real world exercises that you can use as an experience. So when you pass these certs, pen testers, and I love Red Hat. That's my favorite Linux operating system. That you could get a job. So I would put those two together, James. Let me know if that makes sense. Chime in on that, B2B.
Yeah, that's facts. I mean, like, and I'm glad that you also pointed out that it was free. So,
Yeah, fact.
but yeah, I think that is a great idea. By having that portfolio because, they really are out here saying, oh, you got to go entry level with, even with me, I'm like, I got 4 years experience. They over here talking about, oh, well, you know what? We're going to give you the entry level job. And
Facts.
I'm like,
That's
no,
bullshit.
let me go ahead. I'm like, no, let me go ahead and that's why I got interviews right now set up, and I got an offer on the table.
Facts.
Taking my
Congratulations.
time with it.
You learning, you dropping these, you getting these gems we giving you. Now shout out to the gems,
I'm
but
trying to tell you. But
facts,
thank
you
you though.
learning. I did that a couple times too, and that was a mistake. I made it when I was younger too, B2B. So definitely don't do that. So yeah, so I think that's what we need to do, and that's what I'm working on my course. Shout out to Kev Tech. He's from a help desk. He's the game, and he's the truth. I always tell people go check out Kev Tech. A lot of people don't want to start off help desk, depending on your age, especially if you're young. My goal is to get guys in middle school doing Python. When they're freshmen, get them to do A plus and Network Plus. Their junior and senior year, have them do cybersecurity, security plus with pen tests. Then when they graduate, they're ready to start a junior level job or start at the help desk making 25 or 30. Then in the next couple of years, they off and running because we gave them real world exercises. They worked on projects with people. I'm reaching out to some companies that I know the president and to see if they got remote jobs for young guys that they can do over the summer to help them get experience. Because like BDSPP, say recruiters are stupid, man. I'm entry level. How the hell you ask me for 3 years? And I came to entry because I don't have any experience. How you try to ask me for 3? So I think that's the things we need to work out in this sector in the manosphere. And which I'm always busy and behind. That's one of the things I'm working on to reach out with other people to set those labs up. Shout out to Tam. She's got the labs really going. So I'm going to reach out to her. Obviously, Kev Tech got his free Linux class. Tech G's got Network Plus and A Plus. So there's a lot of guys. And I'm about to do my free course on assurance and auditing in cybersecurity. I think they look for a lot of entry-level jobs to do grunt work like help people with assessments, getting SMEs to fill out the paperwork so we can put them in the GRC a la Archer. So I think that's one thing I'm gonna bring to this space from a computer and IT auditor's position. I think that's a way to get in the game pretty easy.
Yeah, Professor Blackhouse, you see what Gabe put?
Gabe in there?
In chat?
You said Gabe?
Yeah, Gabe, eh?
I don't see him. Is he
It
up?
says, oh no, that's Struggle Security. That's
Oh, watch shit! I didn't even look for struggle security. Oh, I'm right there with you. I'm looking for. I'm looking for now. You might have my Gabe A account blocked. I don't think my comments. What you think I got you blocked? The hell is
after all these years?
Man, you know me, but now it's not. It's me struggling, man. I don't get Gail like you. I be trying to do 3 things. I think Gabe A Russia, man. How the hell I get him unblocked? BDB, you know how to unblock people on this thing? I don't know.
You gotta find one. You gotta find one of his comments and then click unhide. You had to click the 3 dots.
Okay, let me 3 dots.
When you in your chat, when you see the chat.
Okay, yeah, I had to go over my chat. Participants pop out, probably participants.
Like if you can't find it in the YouTube chat, then you need to go to your YouTube studio and then you have to navigate to your preferences, not your preferences, but your settings.
Quick. I did the dot. It shows him with a wrench. You still think I got a block? It shows him with a wrench in my participants.
In your participants, are you on Restream IO or
no? I was on Restream. I actually went over to YouTube Studio. Then the YouTube Studio, you know, it shows what you're doing, and I did the 3 dots like you said, and I did participants. It shows Gabe in there with a wrench. You still think I would have him blocked if it's showing in my participants?
No, he shouldn't be blocked.
Let me see.
Yeah, if he has a wrench, I don't see his comments in Restream, but I see James Tony says he can see it.
Can James Tony see Gabe? Oh, I see him right there. I see him. Let me see. I don't pin, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on the stream, remove as moderator. Gabe, it doesn't say you blocked. I'm looking at your comment now. It's funny because it
just doesn't show up on Restream.
Yeah, Restream. What's Restream blocking, my man? Yeah, you're right. I gotta figure.
That's how it is for me and Kate and Adrian. I can't see Adrian's comments at all on anybody's platform other than my own.
I'll shoot him. You shoot him an email, and you shoot Restream an email yet or something?
It might just be a glitch with Restream.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him an email probably later and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta figure out what's going on. Man, I pay money for Restream. I need to be acting right, man. I made an investment with Restream. They hid my credit card.
Shout out to your $500 limit credit card.
Facts. I pay by the month right now. I'm trying to figure out if I really like it or not. So, but it's all good. I dropped the link, Gabe. If you want to come up, if not, you cool. Let me drop it. If you want to come up. But yeah, I think that's one thing that I'm trying to work on. I think Kev Tech's got it at that level where he's actually agreed to do his own certification for help desk. So I think when he do lives on his stuff, I think businesses take that actually as experience. So I want to set up some with GRC, and me and Gabe talked about it, and he told me I got to step in. I want to do a red and blue team attack where you do a threat modeling from a cybersecurity pack. Wrap that up as a lab that we can spin up in AWS and use that as real see if we can get that as real experience and real work for people. So
Yeah, and also, can I say this real
okay,
quick? Is
cool.
that
I'm with you, man.
that
I'm wearing down too, Gabe. I feel you. No hard feelings. Go ahead. Go ahead, B2B.
yeah, I was saying that one of the biggest reasons why they actually do hire on um entry level developers or just people in entry level is because, like, you just need some extra help or some extra hands for the maybe like the senior level developers, like, because you'll hire on somebody for a little bit cheaper. They're not going to necessarily be good, but as long as they can, do the work, and then the senior engineer gets like a little bit of a break, you're like, okay, let me
Facts.
go ahead and delegate this work to somebody else, and I can just tell them what to do, and they just do it for me. Then that's
Facts.
the main reasons why they actually hire on these entry level developers. But it's extremely hard to find entry level developer jobs at certain points in the year,
Yeah.
apparently,
Mm-hmm.
because
Facts.
the beginning of the year, everybody's budget is all messed up.
Facts.
So
Facts.
they're trying to figure out, like, okay, we need some more. You need some more of our budget, and that's actually the reason why I lost my first job, or got laid off, is because our budget was cut by half
Mm-hmm.
a million dollars,
Facts. Facts.
and we had like 20 people on the team. They had a lot of people go, and
Yeah,
then
and
I
this
was a
is some.
contractor.
Yeah, I needed you. You just don't know you dropped the gem is, and I didn't learn this till I was in my 30s. Is when you get on a team, sit down and rank yourself. Be real honest, because if the budget doesn't get cut, you need to have a plan of what you're gonna do. And if B2B looks back, he can say, "I kind of knew something was funny with the budget, the way people be acting." I'm old enough now; I can say, "Oh yeah, this shit about to get cut. I got to go." I can usually tell because people are talking, people are reducing requirements. Some it's like, that don't say, "Oh yeah, they about to cut." And you got to really rank yourself. If you 20, you say you 17, that doesn't mean you're a bad programmer. But once you hear the budget content, you got to go because you're going to be first on the chopping block. And we know some other issues why you're going to be first, but you got to really rank yourself. That's the first thing I do when I step in the organization. Okay, what is my really ranking in this organization? So if something happens, what's gonna happen? So I think we gotta once again sit down and rank yourself. The cool thing too is my senior guys always helped me when I was younger. And so when I got a senior guy, I helped. So I was picking those skills up from the senior guys because they wanted me to do work for them. So when they wanted to drop me or I wanted to move, I had senior skills in my stuff now. Right.
Hmm.
So I think those are the things I think we got to tell people to do in reality. And like I said, it's not like I was on a team, my last team, it was 12 people. I want to say I was probably fifth. So I wasn't at the top, but I was kind of middle because I like to work on teams with super smart dudes because I'm gonna pick all that stuff up. And when I go to my next job, I'm the senior guy because I know how to do pivots in Oracle, or I know how to do SQL tuning, or I know how to do SQL load, or I know how to do external tables, some rare stuff people wasn't hip to doing. But I picked it up for the senior guys because they were giving me work. So in another year, I could go somewhere and be the senior guy. Now I'm topped up on there. Okay.
Hmm.
So
And I
what's your
gotta
take on
ask you
that?
this too. Oh, yeah. Um, I was gonna say, yeah, taking in all that information, like, because my previous positions, it actually did prepare me for the job I have now, and then this job, I'm like, now I done got put into a senior, like, well, not a senior position, but like a leadership type of position where I'm over here actually delegating work and coming up with
Facts.
requirements. But what
Facts.
you just said about when requirements get low and stuff like that, that's actually what goes on, like
Facts.
especially right now. I'm like,
Hey,
dang,
hey.
I'm coming up with my own requirements every day. Like, yeah, but I try to hide it through having a whole bunch of meetings.
You can't hide it. They already got the. I work with I work with the hiring firm because people ask me who they already got you marked B2B. They already know B. You're not hiding B2B. I promise you, brother. They know this about money player. They know they already ranked you. They know what you're good at. They know your value. So they already ranked you. So you not hiding by going to the meetings. You're not hiding by talking more. I promise you. They real serious about the money. So you need to be real. Like, get out your feelings, young man. You got to get serious about that. You not hiding, man. So, but now I brought it up. You've seen it, right? With I just been doing it so long. I had people beg me don't leave. I didn't trust. Them. Like, oh, we gonna keep you for a while in my mind. I'm like, oh no, y'all ain't tricking brother. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So that's why I tell, we need to do that scream on together is what do you need to look at? It's not even contractors, employees or contractors. Y'all on the same. Now contractors are gonna go first, but I survived a lot of employees because I had institutional knowledge they didn't get. They don't have. So probably 10% of employees were gonna get fired before I got fired because I got institutional knowledge as a senior contractor that they can't do.
So let me say this too, that there's another thing that I wanted to ask. Like, okay, like I'm a data engineer now, and I'm also applying for more data engineering positions. But then I'm like, okay, should I try to expand my skills past just this? Should I just be like, oh, you know what? Let me just be something else. Like, even though I have most of the experience. Okay.
But my thing is now, I always expand your skills. Even if you're a data engineer, being a Red Hat essays pretty much. So now you're doing the box and the queries, right? You can do the whole stack of data engineering, right? You don't set up the Red Hat, but if you could do that as a system admin and do the data engine or data engineers inserting the Oracle D, you could be a DBA and add that to your stack right now. So they can pay you 50% more. You can do both jobs. Or if you see one job better than you club, always stack your skills, never stop. So if I'm you, like, or two, you programming, I would be hooking up with AI ME. Because to me, programming with some statistical background, now you're getting to 300,000 machine learning. So I would always stack my skills.
That's a great point. And I think that somebody's asking a question as well to say tips for entry level federal jobs.
Okay, yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, give me like 30 seconds and I chime. I'm gonna be thinking about it while I'm talking. So yeah, I always stack your skills. I've been everything in the game, and I'm not great at them, but I've been an SA, I've been a DBA. The only thing there's only a few things I haven't done, man. I'm not great at anything, but when I come into a meeting, I could talk at a decent level about all those, so I can help the architect, right? There's some stuff about because I'm great in Oracle databases, man. I know the intricacies of in and out of, especially from a security permission. That's how I got in cybersecurity because I was a programmer. I could do Purple Team. I did all my stuff on Linux, so we were doing SFT, Corn Shell script, automating. I understand Linux and Unix. I've been a app developer. A web admin and an app. I did Apache and Java and Tomcat. I set those up, right? So I understand the whole stack. Right, so you get paid more money when you do that. And two is when people chime in, you're like, oh yeah, I did Tomcat 5. You can help architect, right? And the more things you can do theoretically, the more things you get paid on. So if I was you, I would do SA or DBA next. My 2 cents before the billions.
Yes, sir.
Probably database. I would pick a good database, even if it's what's the one for AWS that's data warehouse? I'm about to do a stream on that on Saturday. Redshift. I'll probably pick up Redshift because when you go from data lake to data warehouse, I would put those skills together, and they're similar coming from data engineering. You got to populate them for them, so you might as well figure out how they work and how to set them up. Two is tips for getting an entry level job. First thing is, do you have any military background? We were shouting out to all the military guys on your channel, right?
Yes.
That was both of the guys. Shout out, go join B2B. He had all the military guys on his channel. If you got military background, makes it much easier. You get points for getting on there. The way I actually got in federal work, I actually worked for a small it's a veteran-owned businesses. They get points when veteran-owned businesses. And I did Oracle, so they had an Oracle database. So he placed me at a federal installation. It's called DFAS. It's DOD for financial institutions. And working on that consulting firm, I just started picking it up and putting it down from federal because the terminology is so different at the federal level. On top of IT, they got their own terminology. So that's actually how I got in a federal job. If you look, I do have a playlist of federal compliances. I think knowing those compliances as part of IT, like I do FERPA, which is education. I've done IRS Pub 1075, which is for the IRS. FISMA is for DoD. So they have such NIST 800 is the compliance from policies and procedure that they want those systems to come in. So I would do those things to become entry level understanding of how to get on DoD, learning the language, learning the compliance, and picking a technology that the federal government is using. They're real big on AWS right now. They still run a ton of Oracle. They run a ton of SQL Server. So if you're in a local area with a federal company, just Google Dice or one of those. They'll ask you if they give you hints that those are federal engagements that they're pushing you at. They ask you if you know NIST 800. If you see that on any job, it's a federal job. FedRAMP, federal job. FISMA, federal job. DoD, federal job. So if you look at those, I would do entry level NIST, entry level FedRAMP, entry level DoD, and they'll tell you what agencies they're working and what compliance they're working with from an entry level. Let me know if that makes sense. Converter. I'm messing names up. I'm tired.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because I remember hearing about NIST, and also um, hearing about the OWASP top 10 and stuff like
Right.
that. And
Yeah.
that was actually one of the best. They were going to the top 10 best security, or the top
Right.
10 vulnerabilities that would actually
Right.
plague you throughout the year.
Facts. It's actually, if you look, it's 20, but yeah, the 10 is the normal. When I say 20, people get mad when I say, OWASP top 10. And I did we probably do another. I probably do another live stream on the OWASP top 10 website. Just kind of go through those vulnerabilities and how to fix them from a purple team. You're welcome, man. Like I said, reach out. I've been doing federal life for 20 years as a consultant, man. I got fat on federal money. Shout out to DOD. Shout out to IRS. Shout out to FISMA. So I've been in this game a long. Shout out to DFAS. So I've been on this game a long time. Night, fellas. I'm right behind you. Compound your skills facts. I'm right behind you. I'm about to shut it down. I'm getting like B2B. I'm getting on these 3 hours live stream. That 3 hours is kind of like my limit. Shout out to
We
B2B.
just
He be
did
on 6
5.
and 30. I wasn't on there with you. Shout out. I pop in and out. I'm usually not on. You be on there 5 hours straight from dusk to dawn. So no, shout out. I'm working from home tomorrow, so I can just roll out of bed and go to my table and start working, brush my teeth and go to my table. So, but yeah, so I think from that fed on. But yeah, I would pick your next thing you want to learn and just get them in. I think you need to get in the cloud, and I think you need to pick a database in the cloud and just master it.
All right. Well, Professor
Project.
Blackhouse, let me ask you just one last thing.
No,
I know
we
you
good. We
gotta.
got 15 more minutes. Let's roll the 15. Let's go to even one, man. Go ahead. What you got?
All right. So I wanted to ask you this. I mean, like, I've been doing my job for a while now, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
okay, um, I'm gotten to the point where I didn't got comfortable,
Facts. That means you need
and
to change.
now
Go.
now I'm sitting here like I'm looking at Black Heights, talking about getting $500,000
Facts.
as
You got me
salary,
motivated. Fact. I ain't there either, but facts. Facts. You need
and
skills.
then uh, and then he's talking about, oh, go into sales engineering, and I'm
I'm
like,
thinking about
man, that
doing that.
seems.
I'm thinking about
I,
doing
I,
that.
and see, that's the thing, is that I've been sitting here thinking like, oh, what are the skills that are
You
required for
have
this
them.
type of job? But
Go ahead. Let me let you finish. But I'm chopping to get at the bit because I've been thinking about it. Go ahead.
yeah, I was like, what are the skills that are required for this type of
Mhm.
job, and how do you actually get into it? That's one of my biggest things. And then also, how do you know if you have like the same type of results, right,
You
or
won't know until
similar
you get in
results?
there. I've done 2 or 3 things I failed at B2B. The failure's not going to hurt you. The failure's going to add to your stat. The cool thing is you did it the right way. You don't have kids. You got a girlfriend, but you're not married yet. You at the lowest probably money that you're gonna have to put out. So what's the risk? You do it for 4 or 5 months and you got to build your money back up. Is this your biggest risk?
Well, now the biggest thing is that I'm taking care of my mom now.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
and then that's a huge expense too.
Oh,
In
facts.
addition, in addition to the girlfriend and having a house and stuff, it's
What I
actually
would
getting to
do,
the point where it's a lot.
nah, facts. But I think, and Black Heights can do it. When you interview people and you interview the company, I think you can fill out if you're a state fit. And two is at that level, your base probably is going to be more than you making now. So
Hmm.
even if you fail and they're going to pay you before they fire you, they're not going to not pay you, right? So long as your base is equal to what you're making, or hopefully greater, right? You still in a winning situation.
Yeah, I just need to,
And
because right now what I'm trying to do. Go.
the skills I'm working on is, you said it is Linux. For me though, is I was joking, and I got a Salesforce salesman who's going to come on my channel. I might interview Black Heights and just kind of talk about what does that look like, And I joke with him. I said, dude, you owe me some money. He said, what do you mean? I said, I helped you get into this state agency. Your security team couldn't get you in. I got you in. He started laughing. He goes, yeah, you should have got part of that commission. And it was like $40 million. I'm like, dude, I just need
Dang.
1% of that. So I've been helping people get in security, because what happens is they come, but the state agency has, we have tough security. It's actually DOD level security. So it's hard to get those. Sometimes you spin up your VM, it's not going to work on with the hardening I got on there. So we got to talk about what you need to do to get your product to work. So I help those guys. I helped the Mule guy. Salesforce bought Mule, the open source ERP. I helped him in there. The guy I just teamed up with, Black guy gonna be on my Oracle channel. I helped him get the Oracle in the state I'm in. I'm like, dude, John. He started laughing. He goes, but he did buy me a $200 dinner. I was like, you owe me some money. So I was joking with him. So I'm trying to get on a security perspective, because they trying to go into federal compliance. Federal compliance is hard to get your machines in and terminology and the paperwork. I help those guys. So I'm trying to get on their team to get paid now for that security help. So that's how I'm trying to get into sales.
Yeah, that's great. And so I guess the thing I need to do, because I'm trying to save up and stuff like that. So I gotta save up my money. I'm trying to get my this is not financial advice, but I'm trying to get my my war chest together, so that way I can actually start
Facts.
taking some more risks. Because
Facts.
I
Yeah, my
know
war chest.
my
Yeah.
but I know
No,
one
go
of
ahead. Go ahead.
my remember the lady I interviewed not too long ago, and did a review of her website. She actually had quit her job as an operations engineer, and but the reason why she did it, because she actually had money saved up
Oh, facts.
before, because she was just like, okay, let me just go ahead and pursue my
Facts.
um
Facts.
my business.
Yeah, when I first started my first company, Phil, I think I had 30 racks in the bank, and I was still living at home with my mom. So facts, facts. So it wasn't no risk. It's like I'm good.
Hmm.
Uh, no,
You can just
facts. You
try
gotta
things
get.
out.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. You gotta get your war chest up and do some other things. A friend of mine, he's starting a CISO as a service, so I'm trying to help him get that up and running. So I think I got a side gig doing that, because I got to get my war chest built back up. So now you doing it right, B2B, because like I said, you got responsibility, so you got to make sure your risk level's at for your responsibility. So now you doing it
Right.
right.
And I'm just glad I don't have any kids.
Oh,
Ooh,
I did
man.
mine. Yeah, that's all I had. My one son early. And everybody said, "Why you don't have any kids?" I'm like, dude, I had my son at 18, shit, at 30, shit. He was a teenager. I ain't having no kid. All my buddies, they got kids in college. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to retire, man. I'm about out of this game. So
Ain't
I'm about out of this
no more
game.
kids. And
Oh, ooh,
huh?
ooh. I'm
Oh
be
yeah.
I'm gonna be uncles to your kids. I'm like, what's up, little B2Bs? What's going on, man? This is Uncle Black Ops. Come out, we're gonna teach y'all some cybersecurity, man. I'm coming down to Atlanta, take y'all to the amusement park. Uncle Black Ops got you, but he ain't having no more kids. Shout out to B2B and the future family.
Right. Yeah, I gotta see, man, because like having I guess we can talk about this too. Is just like having responsibilities, uh, not only in the workplace, but also at home. I mean, like it's
Facts.
all like, how do you actually manage your time when you have two two different types of responsibilities, and really sometimes three.
Black Heights be bringing it up. He be out of town, his wife, he just balancing all that, man. Married man, shout out to blind guy, his wife and their life, man. You know, they look, oh, well, I don't know. They got young kids too. I take that back. I saw LaQuita walking with somebody. I think that was her daughter behind her. I'm like, whoo, my son is 34. So my kids got kids, man. So I've definitely tried. But now you're doing it right. And two is you're doing it in the right order. And two is you're gonna have legacy for your kids so they can make moves too. Tell me, Black Heights, and me feel like no, don't do. I got on both about that, James. Don't let them feel like that. I told them both to their faces. Do not say $100,000 ain't no money. I think B2B see me talk to Black Heights, get on Black Heights. Do not say that, but I think James. They just want you to keep moving forward because I feel you, James. I was like, hell, I'm 50, man. I'm a failure in my life. Mess around with them too. Shout out to both of those. Both of them is definitely in my circle, but they got me thinking a little different, James. But on this channel, that is not a failure. That's all I'm saying. That is incorrect, James.
You know what?
Black 100,000 is 8% of black dudes and 50% of all dudes only make 100,000. That's white dudes too. So come on, shout out to them. So granted, I think we should keep pushing. And granted, I made it past that a little distance, so I'm not. But I ain't to no investor money. Hell, what Tam talking about? I ain't there yet.
Yeah, and then with the
Facts,
jobs I'm actually
James.
interviewing for, when I'm actually interviewing for, I'm gonna get closer to that $100,000. I'm like, okay, now I can go ahead and start having a little bit of leeway. Like, okay, I can have a little bit more disposable income, but
facts. That's what it's all about. But be careful, because I promise you, not no disrespect to your girlfriend. The more you make, man, that like lifestyle creep start crazy, man. I had to take a deep breath one time, man. I got my first big money, man. I'm at Magic City making it rain. I'm confused. I'm going to Vegas every week. I gotta calm my ass down, man. I look like a broke Rick Ross, man. I gotta calm my ass down, man.
Man, you know what? First Black House, I just stay in the house. That's why I love working remote.
Facts, man. But a lot of times, how we do it. Because even Black Heights, we talked about that. And they shout out to Engineering Cannabis, AI and me's. As black men, sometimes we didn't want to be show off. I said, man, I bought me a Toyota Celica with the sunroof. I had the bag phone like the drug dealer. I had the Coogee sweater with the Bally shoes on. I was short and sexy, boy. You can tell me nothing, but I wasted a lot of money on Coogee sweaters. That's all I'm gonna say. I bought enough Coogee sweaters to buy a car. Shout out to me.
Man.
So we want to make these better decisions with that money. That's all I'm saying. But I always tell a lot of young dudes, blow a little money, man. You deserve it. You work hard for it, but don't have the Celica with the bag phone. That might be too much.
Right. So Professor Blackhouse, let me ask you this then: is that do you think that you need to have a certain level of confidence in yourself in order to start with these types of jobs?
Yes, because people gonna try you and not worry about you. Because when you make 100, white dudes gonna try you when you walk in the room. Some guy. Indians used to try me all the time. So that you gotta have confidence, because people gonna make sure you really belong there, and they're gonna try other people, but they're gonna try you at a certain level of disrespect. So you gotta take a deep breath. It's not even personal to me. My colleagues are white. They laugh at me because I come in stretching. My boss, I'm gonna have her on my chest. She said, "What are you doing?" I go, "Leader, somebody gonna try me. I'm gonna embarrass them today." She started laughing. She know, because I'm like, because people would ask me stupid questions. I'm like, I'm a senior guy. Why would you? In my mind, I'm thinking, why you gonna try me? So now I'm about to go on a soliloquy, bro. I'm about to show you how you and everybody in the room, how smart I am. I'm gonna start a soliloquy, and I'm gonna start pontificating as a professor. I'm gonna talk about 20 minutes on that one question because you asked me something stupid. Because I'm gonna show you how smart it is. I'm gonna dump it all on the table for you, player, so you won't ever ask me. Then I'm gonna ask you, why did you ask me such a basic question? I'm gonna throw it back on you. I'm a little offended. Like I'm about to go to HR. Technical. Yeah, I'm like, oh, you wouldn't ask a senior person at that. That sounds personal to me. Then I picked to my boss and she started smiling because she already know. She was cool. She was white. She was cool. Because I told her, ain't nobody gonna embarrass me and later. And two, the cool thing about that, once you crush them once, don't nobody try me. True story. I beat this person to a pulp. She's doing a presentation in front of 5 agency. I walk in the room. She looks at me and does exactly like this. She thinks I'm great. Wear her out. What you know? What? I went up to her. I go, V, who do I need to ask my security question? She started pointing to a manager because I embarrassed her last time. She thought I was going to embarrass her in front of 6 agency, but now I'm throwing you an olive branch so we can be cool now. But you're gonna try me once, I'm gonna destroy you because you don't know not to do that again. So you got to get
you know,
ready for it.
I find myself getting into this kind of a situation as well. Like,
Nice.
I remember when I first started. Like, I'll tell you this: with my first job, well, not my first job, the job that I'm in now. When I first started, I actually had an issue with one of the Indian guys who was working at the job, and it was just a mix of like culture difference. It was like
Nice.
I had just started with the job, and then he was talking about like a transaction log table. I'm sitting here like, okay, I ain't never really seen that before. What exactly does it do? And then he kept saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna explain it to you, but he never explained it. So then one thing came up, and I was like, oh, you know what? If you actually take off this filter for the transaction log table, then we get our result. And then he was like, oh well, of course it's gonna do this. Because of the transaction log. But then just the word choice that he used, he's like, oh, of course. I was in here like, man, you trying to call me dumb or something like that?
Oh,
Like,
you've seen it in real life, man. You got to squash that real quick. I always tell anybody I work for, I'm setting precedents. So when we first
and you
meet,
know what happened?
I'm on. Go ahead. I'm on.
You know what happened after that? I did check him on that. Usually I don't never say nothing. I just
Oh, you
kind
got
of
to
roll
check
things
them,
off
man.
the shoulder. But I tried to check him. I was like, hey, look, man, you never explained to me what this was. So, I didn't really know, I didn't know what exactly what did it do?
Fast.
So then he got so upset.
Oh,
I
because he
mean, like
challenged you.
he had a whole like few paragraphs telling me off, man. I was like,
Oh
God
yeah.
dang.
So
This dude was
and that's why we want you to skill stack so you would catch a lot of that before they even know it. I've been an architect, but I'll be in the architect room because I've done it before. I'll be asking them architect questions. They'd be surprised, man. Because I'm setting precedent, like I'm the one, I deserve this. You're lucky to be in a room with me. And if I don't like you, I will destroy you in front of everybody. I promise you. And I come in, and my boss would be like, calm down, Heighten. We got to work with this. My friend, we got to work with the relationship with the other agency. Because I'm setting precedent. And James, my man James, James told me, when I was a solution architect, I got that all the time. I set precedents. The first time we meet, I'm destroying you, homie, so you know not to mess with me. So I've been that way my whole life. Some of my calm down, Heighten. I'm like, that dude was trying to get at me, man. They know me now. I had to set precedent. So that's just how I am B2B. You don't have to be that way. There's many different ways to have you. Just at my age and coming from my time, a lot of dudes used to try me. So I just said, my intelligence versus your intelligence. I'm a bad man and I'm going to show you. So I come in destroying people. So people know how I'm going to act. My team know how I'm act before I said that. And the crazy thing is now is the Indians love me because the white guys was beating them up because they wasn't enunciated. I got in the middle and I'll be protecting them from the white guys so that my Indian team love me because I take all their hits. Right? If I review something and they didn't do it right, I'll be like, that was my fault. I told him to design it wrong, even though he did it wrong. Because ain't nobody gonna mess with me like that, B2B. And I'm good with upper management. So I'm like, it's not gonna be a big hit on me. So I just tell them, hey, we need to tighten it up, make sure you do review. So I take his for. So now that those guys love me, man.
Yeah,
but
man. And then
when we first met, though, I was going in on them. Go ahead, I was going for them.
Yeah, I had to realize too that they actually, it's just the way that they actually think differently, right? Is that they might think things as matter of fact, like, okay, exactly what you said is is exact, so you can't really use certain like idioms or things like that, or you just got to say it how it is, and then that's how they code things as well. Is like exactly what they said in the requirements document is how
statement
they're
of
gonna
work. You got to get
write
it
it.
exact. If you miss one little thing, they're gonna drop the ball. The statement of work has to be exact, and that's their downfall, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, the
And
nuances or the test, if anything's out from a business domain, a lot of times they don't catch it.
mm-hmm. And yeah, and then also like I noticed this too is that um like people don't like meetings, right? People
Facts.
really really don't like meetings. As a matter of fact, I had this lady name one of our senior DE people or senior data engineering people. She was like, okay, I need this guy to show up,
Facts.
and I need this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
One guy as a lead, and the other
Mm-hmm.
guy was like the director over
Facts.
data science.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay, I need these guys to be in here because we need to figure out who's going to own this work, who's going to own this task. So I ended up inviting them to the meeting, and then the lead guy pulled me off to the side. He's like, hey, man, what is this meeting for?
Facts.
I said, I'm like, oh, well, this meeting is for this. Well, why did you invite me to? I was like, well,
Facts.
she asked you guys by
She ain't the
name.
boss of you. I wouldn't have invited her. Go ahead. What'd he say?
Oh, he was like, man, he kept saying like he just didn't understand what was the reasoning why. And it was an
Yeah.
Indian guy too. He was like, yeah, just
Because he's a
he's like,
senior
explain it to me.
guy. And unless y'all take
Mm-hmm.
doing senior task a lot of times is. And that's the thing is, y'all Indian team, y'all can't be telling vice presidents to show up. Y'all ain't got that kind of weight. I had to get on our Indian team like you ain't got that kind of weight, right? So we got project management, so I got on the project management. I'm like, y'all got to control the Indian team. They scared them, so I had to show up to a 2 a.m. meeting to yell at people because they were scared. Because we shout out to Indians, they don't respect women. So he was
Yeah, you know what? I noticed that too. Well,
but
I
they
ain't gonna say
scared
this
of
for
black guys
everyone.
because true story. They told me they like we used to look at American rap. They said we were scared of big black guys because we cool now. So I came in there yelling at them because that was my homie. I was like, because I said I do not understand why y'all can't work with our female counterpart. And I just told him I was like, we're gonna get a new offshore team in a minute. I do not understand what the problems is with this basic requirement we're asking you to do from the corporate office. We have too much time and money in a team, and it's not returning ROI. So if you can't do it, let me know, and I'll get with management. Get another. I said exactly like that. Pull up. Let me know if there's a problem. They go, it's not a problem. Because I'm big and black. They're not gonna yell at me. I said, do you have a problem with her? They go, no. I go, obviously it is because you keep going around her to upper management. Upper management sent me. They need to send me. I was coming to help her. I was lying. Everybody fell in line though, because I just started yelling at people, man. That's how you got to be with some Indian dudes, man. So once again, I come in, I ain't taking any hit. I'm yelling at them because wasn't nobody there ranked higher than me. So I'm like, I just start yelling at them. I need you. I don't understand. I'm thinking I'm about to get called out because I'm going to fire somebody I don't have authority to fire. I'm like, but as a company, they scared. They don't want to lose the contract.
Mm-hmm. And you know what?
Facts, James. I'm more of a peacemaker. After I yelled at them once, I'm a peacemaker now. They love me. But sometimes you got to chop off a couple heads before you start making peace, James. Go ahead, B2B.
Yeah, man. And then, like I actually, like even for that same example, right, that when I was like the guy actually like confronted me in the team meeting.
Facts.
I was in here like
they
oh yeah,
try you,
why
man.
did you invite me? He's like, why did you invite me? I was like, it wasn't my choice. I would have just gone ahead and answered.
Oh, yes, it was your choice. You had a choice. That's what he's telling you. He gave you the choice. Yeah. You didn't know you had the power, B2B. Go ahead. You had the power.
But yeah, well, it wasn't my decision, I guess.
Man, I would. I'm crazy. I tell people no, I'm not inviting them. People think I'm crazy. I'm not, because to me, when you start going up the chain, not you personally, when you start inviting seniors and vice president meetings, somebody's lost control of that meeting. Unless you're talking about money, there should be no vice president in that meeting. So somebody's lost confidence or something in that meeting. So now people going up the chain. And my chain, I always tell you, if you go up the chain, I'm coming down to figure out what the hell happened. So if you invite vice presidents with me in the meeting, we got to understand why. Because when I'm yelling at everybody when I come in the meeting, like, what the hell y'all invite me in this meeting for? Especially if it's something basic. Nah, B2B, you got to grab that, man.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, the guy just kept, I guess, hinting towards it, like why are you inviting
Thanks.
me? Like,
Thanks. Because
and
I
then
had
I
a
never thought of it like that too. That
yeah.
maybe she lost confidence.
She did so, but you and the me, so they yelling. I had a 15 cool guy, that's top in the military. He asked me, people were sending him, CCing him on emails. He goes, he went on face. He said, I came back to 2,000 emails. I pay you guys to handle these emails. If I ever come back and have to go to 2,000 emails, the people asking me rhetorical questions will be fired. He said it. After that, I go, I'm controlling everything underneath me unless I know I need him. And if I'm inviting him to a meeting, we're gonna have a one-on-one conversation before that meeting happens, so I can take his temperature. But I'm old B2B. I've been doing this for a long time. So if you invite vice presidents to a meeting, especially if I'm running the meeting, something ain't going right. So I got to talk to him, be like, what's the problem? What you think the issue? What you think? So we got, because I seen people head get chopped off when VPs come in, depending on the company, because VPs got a lot to do. So if they come into a standard meeting, that's not good, B2B. That's not good.
Yeah, man. Well, it wasn't a VP or anything. It was just like the team lead. But he
He
was,
didn't think he should be there. that's all I'm
yeah.
saying. So, but you get that with experience, and like I said, we'll chop it up more and talk about it. Let me read this line. Let be the last one. I went out. I went all over with Tim. Went over the post from the blind where the Asian hiring manager said he perfectly gave proof of concepts really hard time and still wouldn't hire them. Yeah, you always gonna have that, man. Some people just do minorities hiring and say they did them like coaches. So that's going to be part of the game. But as you get in this game, a lot of times is when I go to an interview, I know somebody in the company or I know somebody that know that person. So then you can kind of figure out, okay, is this a real interview? So I need to say this real quick because I worked in government private sector. 50% of the jobs posted they already have somebody hired. They're posting the jobs because they have to. Right, you got to post it inside and outside before you hire. So 50% of the jobs, because I done had a lot of them, they were my jobs. They got posted. I knew I was getting that job, so that's part of that game too.
Mm-hmm. And what happens if like you have it to where they're hiring for multiple positions for like let's say like right now like I
Mm-hmm.
applied for a data engineering position and they're saying, oh well, we got multiple positions in this
Yeah,
in the Atlanta area, Atlanta
that's
office.
that's good. That's much better. And two is that's a mid-level job, so you're gonna have a lot of programs when you start going for architect, a PMO, CISO. Those jobs a lot of time. I think that'll be perfect, especially when they got multiple operators. Half of them are probably filled, but the other half you got a good shot at.
All right, cool. But
So it's
yeah,
good
Professor
stuff.
Blackhouse, I know you're trying to go to sleep. I just wanted to
Yeah.
kind of come up here
No,
and
you
talk to you
good.
for a minute.
I appreciate you, young brother. I always come up. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down. We 307. Thanks to everybody for coming on. We still got 6 people hanging on. I appreciate it. I didn't think that many people were gonna show up. I was like, it's a Wednesday. I'm gonna do something a little later. Thanks for everybody for coming up and shutting it down. Talk to you later.
All right,
Go
thank you,
join the
Professor
B2B
Blackhouse.
and everybody else, man. I'll holler at you.